always, you never know if anyone can hear us or see us. So, there is a table in front of there. I think can you hear me? Check, check, check.
It still says live in 5 minutes, and it's counting down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, countdown. Okay. Well.
Okay. Yep. There's still.
Oh, we started a little early because we had terrible audio last time. Is the picture bad over there?
Nope, looks good.
Okay. Do a little bit of this, a little bit of this. We get the hat right. See if anybody shows up. Anybody here? Can you hear me? How's the audio? Wait and see. All right. Well, I don't need this. I thought I was going to have to type 20 times that. Is anybody in here? Let me just start out by saying, all right, my friends. We have a lot going on today. This is Leighton from Leighton's Liquor Library. We're in here in a different kind of wedge than we normally are. I have an ice ball machine that someone sent me, and we're going to make cocktails in the second half of what we're going to do today. I'll kind of go over what our plans are. I started a little bit early. Big thing will be old Dominic sent us this. We're going to try it, see what we think about this, which is going to be exciting. Never been sent anything before. First time distillery.
Very big, and they're local.
And they're local. Yeah, I'm a bit of a. Everybody calls me Mr. Dominic. Actually, nobody calls me Mr. Dominic. We only know one Mr. Dominic, and that's Dominic. So Dom. So I'm going to give it just a second. Make sure yet to see anybody get in the chat and say anything yet. If you can hear me, not sure if there's anybody even there. Probably hit that thumbs up button. So I'll go over and make sure that people who are out there.
It shows on here. It's just not showing on here.
Okay.
Got some people.
Okay. Awesome. Interesting. I don't know why the chat is not updating here, so I will. We've got a kind of a different setup, so we may have to. And I just closed on my phone. We had so much trouble last time. Oh my goodness. It was, yep, I can see it over here. So this is, I'll have to look at some of the chat on my phone. All right, well, we'll get started. We don't want to be here drinking all day on camera. Now, all day in general, that's good stuff. Also, I did wear white this time because there's been some complaints that he gets washed out. And so I wanted to be whiter than he was. So
it looks like I'm wearing a white t-shirt when I'm not wearing an undershirt at all.
Yeah, he doesn't. All right, well, let's see here. We'll get started. I'll repeat this a couple of times. It's our 2-year anniversary. Mine, not ours. I mean, ours is a channel. And I'll tell a story how I started doing whiskey tube in a minute when a couple more people get in here. So I don't have to repeat myself because I get asked that question a lot. The samples we try today from old Dominic, we're going to do the this box is like it took forever. I just knew I was going to rip the box. So I'm going to turn it this way so you can kind of see this beautiful. But I never got it open. So it says trust the rooster. I got my glasses today, so I will go ahead and make sure this I didn't clean them. They said, "Dear bourbon lover, we are proud to present the newest bourbon in our lineup of Memphis-made spirits. Our 8-year reserve, we have been setting aside select barrels to ultimately bottle and serve a masterful blended bourbon. I know something about that. Sweet, rich, and refined by time, this pour features prominent oak and vanilla notes that are both complex and approachable. We know the bourbon verse is vast and ever expanding." I love that. That's a multiverse I want to be part of. With more mash builds, tasting notes, and finishing flourishes by the minute. So while this bottle is currently the result of intention and expertise, it is also a return to simplicity. Our 8-year reserve is bourbon for the love of bourbon, meant to be enjoyed as you see fit. That's their That's a nice way of saying you can put it on ice or put it in a cocktail if you want. So. From Memphis with love, Old Dominic. Now they sent this. They sent a book that's got all of the kind of like a. It's got different formulas for each one of the things that they sell. There's some recipes. It talks about the R&D. We may. Leighton has not seen any of this, so I might have him flip through and see. Now they do have something. It shows. It says shows him in the media. Of course, Bruzel's in there, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if they're quoting me in there at all. I'm not quoted, so I'm kidding. I would not expect to be, but I don't know who these other people are. So, but they have this stuff in here. I'm gonna let you read off this if you don't mind, and I'll get this kind of stuff ready to go.
Yeah. All right. So it starts off with the reserve, basically the same information you just gave. 100 proof, 8 years, mash bill, 75 corn, 13 rye, 12 malted barley. Number of barrels, minimum of 6 per batch. Char number 4, as always. I think they always do. Char number 4.
Yeah, I think that's a standard for them.
Then talks about the original toddy, which if any of you have ever been able to do the tour at Old Dominic,
yeah.
You got to see the cool process on that.
Yeah, you don't have to go through the rest of it. Like basically, it's a little basic.
Yeah, it's just a lookbook. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like a little media. I hate this. I hate that. I may have to take it. If we didn't look like 2 giant Brussels sprouts, I'd take my hat off. So, definitely, if you have a chat or you have a chat, if you have a YouTube channel or you're on Instagram, please put it in there. I'm a big believer in if you have something we want to share it. So, all right, you want to pour this? Let's see. Oh, here's the thing. We're not going to drink all this. We're going to drink a fair amount of it, but whatever's left, I'm going to give it away at the end of this. Anybody who gives a $5 super chat, I've never done this before. I'm not even sure how I'm going to give it away. I may have to figure out some way to do that. I was hoping somebody here could help me be clever enough to figure out how to do that. So if you give a $5 super chat, I'm going to give whatever we don't finish to this, we're not going to go crazy because we have a lot to drink today. I will throw in my what I consider the second and third place master blenders from when I was at the Old when I was with Bruzel. So we have the blend number 1 and we have blend number 2. So I'll throw in a sample of each one of those and here if I give a little bit of that.
No.
Okay.
It should be shared.
Also, something else we really enjoy, both of us, is the Old Glory single barrel, which I've been hyping up. So what we'll do is I'll figure out some kind of way to draw. If you put them in there, and it may not even be on this live. It may be afterwards. I'll have to figure out. But I will throw in the Glen that they sent. So they sent me a Glen, and I have an Old Dominic Glen. So if there's one of those, somebody wants to put them in there, one person does it, then one person will get all of this. So, but that'll be what we do. Are we back? I think we are back.
Looks like
We're live. I don't know what's going on with this. So we're back. So we lost 9 people. So I'm not sure where we fell off. I'll say it one more time. We're going to, if you give a $5 chat, you'll be entered to win the A Reserve. What we don't drink out of here. I'll send this whole bottle just like it is. I'll do a sample of the Master Blender Experimental Series, and then we will throw in a sample of the Old Glory Bourbon Single Barrel, which we've been talking about. So, all right. Well, we had our first little hiccup, so that was fun. That was great.
Gotta get it out of the way early.
Yeah, we got out early. Below Average Bourbon says the name thing is confusing. I don't know what that means.
Which name thing?
Yeah, which name thing? If anybody's even there. So got like 10 people watching now, so 15. I don't know. We'll see what's going on. Actually, let's use Old Dominic glasses.
Proper lens.
Yeah, we'll do. I was going to use those for the. I'm going to let you decide which one blindly. Not that you know who 1 and 2 is. You probably don't even remember, but
right.
We'll do that. So. All right. It's got a great color on it.
It does.
The color is great.
Definitely non-chill filtered.
Yep. which we all love. So
Some tasty floaters.
let's see. Definitely Old Dominic.
Yeah.
I mean, you can if you drink a lot of Old Dominic like we do, second you drink it, and we'll talk about this as we go through this. We'll start drinking. We went to a birthday party last night for Marty, who's Life of the Patio, and he. I don't know. It says you can close your old name screen. Okay, they're talking about something else. So anyway, but we closed down Old Dominic. I didn't really close down Old Dominic. I left like 20 minutes earlier, and then they left to go to another party, which was pretty much crazy. Yeah, we're all pretty much hurting today. I was just like, I was surprised that I almost thought he was gonna be like, hey, yeah, I don't feel like hanging out tonight. Or today. It was a very long night.
The poor bartenders at Old Dominic.
Oh, they
put up with all of us.
I mean, it was full of YouTubers. So, yeah, it's a pain. So, but we had fun. Marty pulled out some great pours and shared, and we drank quite a bit. And you guys went out afterwards. I'm an old man. I knew I had to. Yeah, these youngins.
This is reminding me. The way I feel today is reminding me that I'm getting older.
Yeah, it's tough. So doesn't get any easier. I promise you that. So I'm going in because I can't wait. So. It's very oaky for me. I mean, that's good though. I mean, it's got and then for 100, I got a little bit. This is my first pour.
Very vanilla, very oak.
Yeah, we got a lot of vanilla and oak on there. A lot, so for sure.
Nosing it, I thought it was going to be a lot more
cola.
Yeah, a lot more cola, like the typical Old Dominic stuff that we love.
Yeah, there's not any. We may have to go in for another sip, but I don't think there's any. I'm not getting a whole lot of cola.
Nope.
Very oaky, but not. And it's drying. It's drying toward the back of the palate back there, for sure.
Let's see here. Not a super long finish.
There is a sourness on the end, though. Get a little bit of water here so I can't clear it out. I wonder if this is going to stay in the range like they normally do. If it's going to be in the $50-ish, or are they going to do like traditional?
Yeah, being 100 proof, I would hope it'd be.
Yeah, stores, a lot of places. Sorry, I'm standing on my foot. Like an ostrich, like a not ostrich, a flamingo. I could put $10 a year on the bottles, but so I hope it's not 80, but it's good. I think a little old fashioned got this. We all kind of got this at the same time, and then there's also some of those if you want to kind of. Life of the Patio got a bottle, and I was like, man, they got a bottle. There's also like 10 of them. I thought about that. I was like, if there was more of us.
Last night while we were all hanging out, my wife goes, "Wait, he's Life from the Patio too? And he's left. How many of them are there?" I said, "Honey,
yeah,
I don't even know."
Jason G said it'd be around 49 to 59. Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's fair. And I have everything. I don't have the weeder because I'm waiting for a weeder store pick. I'm like a true weeder store pick is what I really want to try. And
I think Robert's is going to do them.
I don't know. They don't do a whole lot with them. I try to talk to them about that. It doesn't sell well up there.
Oh yeah.
They're a heavy Jack Daniels. The Blue Note. Those. And it's Robert's Package Stores in Humboldt, Tennessee. So, cheers, Keith P. Yeah, that's. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I do like it. I mean, but I almost think this is built for a cocktail for me. Like it's going to hold up strong in a drink. Like if you're gonna mix that with that. So, like I said, if anybody wants to try for it, they can. I will do that. Add that to the sample mix. So. Go ahead.
Oh, no.
I kind of let it roll to the back of the throat a little bit. It kind of hit toward the top, and then I got cola instead of letting it travel along the tongue or along the top. I got more cola in there.
I think for me on this one, it's more of a citrus, probably because of that little bit of sour in there. Where instead of turning into like a cherry cola, like some of the other ones we love, it's more citrus forward to me, which almost reminds me a little bit of the that weird R&D that they did, the Bourbon Colada.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit. But that was a finished product. This is not a finished product.
I believe I have the Bourbon Colada down there. I'll have to look and see. They're all down there. I have all the Old Dominic for easy reaching. So, but the Bourbon Colada had a what was it finished in?
It was finished in a beer barrel.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
but it was like a pineapple beer or something. A weird crafty beer, not just a regular ale or something.
I like this the more I drink it. And when I first got it, it was very oaky, and then your mouth really has to kind of get acclimated. Acclimated. There's the word I was looking for. Acclimated. So. Does anybody else try this? I know Travis said he got to try it. Has anybody else done it? I was kind of hoping somebody. I do these at a weird time. I don't want to step on anybody. There's a lot of late night people. And plus, I have to work tomorrow, and the last thing I want to do is do a live at 7:00 on a Sunday, and then have to be up at work at 4:30 on Monday. And old Pirate Bourbon, man, I haven't seen you in forever. That is fantastic. I'm glad you're here. Oh.
The first couple sips, the vanilla was almost too much for me, but now that the citrus is kind of coming out a little bit, it's nice. It's nice.
Yep,
I do agree. I feel like this would make a really good bourbon mule.
If I'd had a bigger bottle, I got some ginger over there, but I want to say I was hoping we may have a late guest star. If he's here, I'll save some. If not, he won't get any. I'll send this off to whoever is the one person who sends $5 in for the super chat. Will get this and a bunch of fabulous stuff. It won't pay for shipping, so I do have that. I'm going to have you try.
I was looking at that. I knew you picked that up.
I'm talking about box wine or box whiskey. But really, I got it for the Bourbon bag. So I used to get these when I was a kid, and we'd fill them with other stuff. So good for beach time. So all right, well, that wasn't too bad. He's a slow slipper. He's slow slipper. This is it. This is all I've had, and not including what happened last night, which was quite a bit. So
yes.
So while I got some people here, there's not many people here, but there's a few people here. If I was to do a meetup at Old Dominic, is anybody interested in that? Would we want to do that? Kind of like what we did last night. If you were there last night, it'd be great. That would be fine. Old Dominic has a thing where if you promise to spend $500, which is not hard to do if you're doing it. Look at all that whiskey. That's not as much as you think. A lot of it's green screen. If we spend $500, the room is free. But if it doesn't, I have to make up the difference. And the CFO said no. And we talked about it a lot last night. And then I showed her my bill from what we drank, and she goes, "Okay, well maybe if we had like 10 people show up, that should be right. That should be $500." So I think we do that. So if you guys are interested in that, I hate my hat. It's just I don't know what it's going on. It's hot in here. When we maybe closer to fall break or something like that. I know we'll probably do a meetup here at the bar like we did at Christmas. I'll do a Christmas one sometime. It'll be the month of December. Anybody wants to come can come, and the bar's open. Everything's up for grabs. I don't think I have anything in here I'll leave open. Everything is open. It's funny. I was trying to I was going to send a bottle to go to a party, and I didn't want to have one that I didn't have open, and I didn't have one thing. I had to go buy a bottle because I don't have anything that's not open except for a Hancock bottle. So
you don't need to open that.
Yeah, not good.
Isn't the one that I have is not great.
Really? Oh,
well, that made me sad too because I was very, very.
I think it's just nothing special about it, right? It's just Hancock Reserve.
Yeah, and I think it's the same mash bill as Blanton's at a lower proof point.
All right. Well, maybe I will give this to somebody. No. No. So, where do
I
you?
knew Travis would know.
Yeah, yeah. What's your overall opinion, and then kind of like place it in where you would put it with the rest of Old Dominic with this? Because I have a pretty specific place I would put it, I think.
So it's definitely deserving of the label.
It's very pretty, by the way. I think it's gonna be all. It's hard to. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see. It's all black. It's very like Jim Beam blackish to me. So
the copper accents.
Yeah.
It definitely deserves the Old Dominic name. You know, most of the products they put out are great. If it is going to be a $50 bottle, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I think that's the right price for it.
100%.
8 years. That's great.
And is the cask strength better? Yes. Yeah, 100%. But the cask strength is also higher proof, and we're proof hounds. I mean,
right.
I like this better than I do the. Not that you can tell by this bottle, but I put it above the Bottled and Bond.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, I think I like this better than the later batches of Bottled and Bond. The first batch of Bottled and Bond was awesome, and they're all good.
So these,
but I do like this a little bit better.
These are blended. I think this is the blended one. I'm gonna step away and get a water real quick, and then but by stepping away, walk in front of the camera like a rank amateur. Come back. I'm gonna pour just a little bit of the bonded, just so I can kind of. Because they're similar. I think there's going to be more. There's a whole lot more. There's a whole lot more going on with the 8 than with the bonded, I would say.
Right.
You know,
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what I feel like on that. So
the age on the bonded stuff is all like 4 or 6. Isn't it?
I think it's
mostly 4.
I want to say 4, but it could be 6. So.
Same batch size, 6 barrels.
Yeah. Cheers, Open Agave. Once again, if you have a channel, please, by all means, share your channel. Or just a little bit. Nice. And these are great for cocktails as well. So just a little bit of that. So. All right, I'll get these ready when he gets done with his other one. So we'll have them out here so they're ready to go. Then we're going to talk about the ice ball machine that's over here beside me. So
yeah, the ice ball machine brings to a good point on this too. And like you were saying, with the bonded 100 proof is a great proof for cocktails.
Yeah, it's the building block of where you're going to be on there. So the 100 is way sweeter. Like it is super sweet, and it's what we expect out of it. Like it's like that goes straight back to it. But the 8 has got a lot more going on. Like there's just a lot of stuff happening with that one. So good, all good. I mean, it's funny. Marty and I were talking last night. The Vance pick from Bruzel is going to come out July 11th. He and I were on that pick. That was our bottle that we picked together. And of our 4 choices, and this is pretty common with them, and I asked about this, you get like a dirt off of everyone.
I was just turning.
You get a dirt flavor out of those, so which is pretty interesting. It was just so random. Like we're just like, this tastes like. And when I say earth, like you're like when you were a kid, you used to dig in the soil and get it. That's what it smelled to taste like. And I'd say not in a bad way. It was in a different way. So I'm wondering if they took those barrels. Canadian Chris. Oh, I'd love to see our Canadian brethren up there.
Getting hard to get bourbon up there.
Yeah, I wonder how. I think that. I don't know how true that is. We'll have to assume on that.
I love the rumor mill. I saw people saying that because the Canadians aren't buying it all is the reason that we're able to get allocated products now.
The reason we get it, it's flooded here where we are. It's literally in every store. We have Blanton's, Eagle Rare, and small batch E.H. Taylor it is here everywhere. Like you go every single store and the prices come way down. That's not, is it MSRP? No. But is it close-ish? It is. And it's because of the flooding. They had to get all those barrels out of there. They flooded them to the distillery. I asked somebody who was there. They go, yeah, we had to get them out. And that's why you don't see very many of the Blantons now in the bag, because they couldn't get to the bags. And a lot of the bags got ruined. So
that makes sense.
You don't have that. So all this could be lies, but I did hear it from a distributor. So
yeah, it tracks.
All right. Well, we'll see if we
open them both.
Yeah, we'll open them both here. We'll
side by side action.
Yeah, we'll see. I was like, I don't have my glasses on my face. There we go. We'll do. Let's see which one does the best cork pop. You can do that one, and I'll do the next one. Let's see here.
That one was kind of.
I don't know.
Yeah, weird sounding.
But these are not the best bottles that were offered. I'm just saying.
That was much better.
All right. Well, I got some of these when we were at Old Dominic last night, so they're Old Dominic shot glasses. So we'll I honestly, I promise you, I cannot remember who was who. I think Seth was one and TJ was two. I don't think it really matters enough for us to have to do that. We're not that important for being in a blind. So let's see. This is one. Actually, that is Ben Holiday. I thought these were Old Dominic. Well, that's funny.
They are Ben Holiday.
Yeah. I've only ever had very little bit of that, so that's funny. Nearly impossible to get American alcohol in Canada. Wow, I hate that. All right, we're gonna do that way we remember. Yeah, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. All right, so this is not a true blind, but it's a basic blind. So
take my glasses off. It's blind.
I wear my glasses, and there I went. Now, to be fair, we had all four of ours up there, and I picked mine. I think I picked mine second. You don't see a lot of what's going on when you're doing those videos. You know, there was this and that and this and that. And it was my bright idea that hey, we should have them and put all of our own in there. He said, that's a great idea. And he was laughing the whole time because I didn't pick my own. And someone was like, how could you not pick your own? I was like, I had a ton to drink. I had so much to drink. I mean, we tried 10 samples, and then we sampled all the way through the whole thing, and then we went to test everybody else's. I was just like, that's a lot. Yeah, it was a bunch.
That's it quickly.
Yeah. I do think I mean, they are vastly different to me. They're one is nothing but blended whiskey, and one is I think he put everything he put was a finished. Seth put everything he picked was a finished whiskey, and then Bruzel picked everything that nobody else picked. He had the option. He had more samples to pick from than us, but he had the whole table of whatever we didn't pick on there.
Number one doesn't taste like Old Dominic at all.
No, not at all. I think one was mine. I think I like one better than I do two, because two's like, and we'll talk about. He and I were in a Detling pick. He and I'll talk about that. Maybe we have it in there if you want to. If you feel comfortable talking about it. And when I say comfortable, I'm springing on. He was late, by the way. He showed up and then we started. So if we'd had time, we would have had a pre-planning meeting here. We weren't partying so hard last night. We would have, done it as well. So hit that like button, please, if you don't mind. He really thinks this is why he's here. I'm like, I like it, I don't like it. So the suspense is killing me.
Is the proof higher on number one? 118.
I think they're both very close, if I remember correctly.
Oh, same proof, 118.
Yeah, I was like, they're going to be pretty good.
The proof, there's more of an impact to the proof on one. I do think I prefer one.
Yeah. it's off profile.
Right.
You know,
it is off profile, but
and-
it's good.
Yeah. So while we were doing this, they didn't tell us proof. They didn't do anything. I did come pretty close to almost nailing the proof on there. Proof I'm pretty good at, and I will say that with Dusty Dan is another great YouTuber, and so is Hello Again Whiskey Friends. Dusty Dan is having a competition where he is going to it's a challenge. They send us blind samples, and it's ridiculous the questions they ask. How much rye is in this? What's the proof? Is it They'll go, is it New York, Texas, California, or Kentucky? And you're like, geez, and some of it's guessing, but luckily I got partnered with Darrell, the Whiskey Saint, which is almost like cheating. And everybody in the competition says, "Oh, you only won because of him," or you only, it was like you're only winning because of him. And then when we lost, it's like we only lost because he had you as a partner. I was like, yeah, it's a real confidence builder when you're doing these. And they announced they were doing it again. And he sent me a message. He's like, you want to do it again? I was like, you want me to be your partner? He's like, I wouldn't do it if you don't do it. And I was like, all right. I mean, he's on Darrell, the Whiskey Saint is, I think it's Matt. I'm terrible with these. He's in I can't wait to lose. Travis, are you in it? He's doing the blending challenge with them, and 80. I mean, Darrell will work for a distillery someday. He is one of the best, but he didn't like Detling though. But he doesn't like coffee or chocolate, or coffee or that malt.
But that does make it. Does make it a hard sell.
I did 100% luck out having him as a partner. We would not have gone where I got lucky a couple of times and nailed a couple of things early on and helped it. But as we went along, it got harder and harder on there. So, so what are you thinking? One is the clear winner, and I'm going to pour mine together and be a real master blender. And just have it over here, and sip on it for a bit. Cheers, West Virginia. I assume bourbon guy. Also, I will. Let's see here. Make sure we go. I am. Travis? Who are you paired with? I can't remember. I'm sorry. That night they picked everybody, I was trying to figure out. I didn't hear everybody who everybody was going up against. I know I haven't gotten any samples yet, so. All right. Well, I think we have officially old Dominic as much as we can. I think we both picked one. I think one was TJ. I'd have to look and see. I can't remember on there specifically.
I didn't even know they ever revealed it.
Oh yeah, they did. They said it pretty early on. They actually released the barrels and did it at a weird time. But let's talk about. And I'm going to put my camera on it over here. This is a very unusual video. Girth. So I rarely get sent things. I'm not here begging for stuff, but I rarely get the opportunity. I have Dave Vogelsang, who is and a few close friends that will send me samples, but I'm not generally on here going, please send me samples, please join my Patreon, please join my channel, stuff like that. It's hard for me to do that. We'll translate into what this month is. June is Men's Mental Health Month, and him, much like me, we're not loved as children, so it's hard it's hard for me to ask for anything. So, but when something comes, I'm like always utterly amazed. I'm like, thank you so much. I don't even know how to. My wife says appropriately respond. You hug them or say thank you. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I assume when you're nice to me, you're going to hit me afterwards. That's how some people show love. But I was sent this ice ball machine. So I'm going to zoom into it real quick and talk about it for just a second. They sent it to me, gosh, probably 2 months ago. And if you've seen any of my Let's Cocktail videos, that's what this has been. So you're not going to be able to see. I have a 3-minute video coming from them, and it'll be a short. And they said if this video does well, that they will. I'm going to reach in here and get one of the ice balls out. Here they are. They're actually. I did a test earlier. They're a lot clearer than you can see. You can see on the other video. It's hard to see. They kind of fall out. They do 4 every 45 minutes. They have like the technology in there is supposed to make the balls last 15% longer. I did this water is distilled water. The video I did for the Let's Cocktail videos, and then the other ones I boiled the water. I live in the country. Our water is not great. So if you just put regular, I mean, you live in a place with good, spring water, or spring water have stuff in it, maybe.
Spring water is mineralistic.
Yeah, I think part of the problem is it's you have a lot of minerals in there. So our water, I ran a couple through the first time, and they're clear, but they weren't clear enough. So I boiled the water first. So I bought distilled water to put in here, and they're clear. They're as clear as I want them to be. Now some people are really snotty about wanting clear ice balls. But they said if this video does well, and then I'm going to release this video where I did the cocktail, where I talk more about the technology and kind of show all the stuff that's in there. They said they'll send me they'll send a free one. So cheers, Dave.
Hey, cheers, Dave.
So I was just talking about you. Your ears must have been burning. So with that, I would I'll put this video out if they like what they've seen in here, and it's got if you want to put down, not in the live chat, but down in the other chat. I don't know
the actual comments of the video.
The actual comments of the video, because this you don't really see as much. If you put down the comments, you put I was going to say balls with a Z, but now let's put ice ball. Put ice balls. And then if this video does well, and then that video does well that has the other one, they'll have one, and I will I'll do a drawing somehow. I'll figure out how to do it, and I will I'll send it. It's a very nice machine. I put the link in the description for Amazon. It is an Amazon link, which I will talk about.
Oh yeah, Marty had a good time.
Yeah, Marty had a very good time.
We all had a good time.
Yeah. The link for the Amazon link for the actual machine is in there. You can click on that. I will talk. Let me talk about that real quick as an aside. Amazon Prime Day is coming up. If you click on a link from me or anybody who's saying click on this link, it puts a cookie, and Ron Swanson loves those, on your computer, and for 24 hours, that's my Alexa's name.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
My Alexa's name is COMPTUR, so that's why she answers on that, because I think I'm on the Star Trek, I'm on the Enterprise. So, but if you do that, and then you buy something for 24 hours, that person gets a commission. So, and it doesn't affect your price. So if you're going to buy something on Amazon and you click on my link, or whoever your favorite person is, you get like 2 or 3% off of that. So you're going to see in the next leading up to Amazon Prime Day, everybody's like, hey, click on this link, click on this link. If you want to do it for fun, help me out. That'd be fantastic. That'd be awesome. That would be great for me. I think last year I made $30. I used that money and actually bought bar supplies. So it's a way to help out. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're going to buy something on Amazon anyway, I know the guy's not the most popular guy in the world, but so, but that's what that is. But the link for this is in there. Like I said, if we get enough people who are commenting on down below, they said they will send me the opportunity to have a free one. I may do it on my the next live if they give me a link or a code, or I can send it to somebody. I'll do that. So anyway, so you want to let's cocktail? You want to make a cocktail?
Cocktail.
He's going to cocktail for me. So he has all his bar stuff over there, or some of the bar stuff. You know what you want to do? You have an idea what you're going to do?
Let's see what ingredients did we bring in. Like you said, I was late.
He
so
was
I didn't get to
late.
prep on this.
He did not get to prep.
Mies is not on plus.
So do you want to? You know what? Hey, here's what we'll do. This is. Let's see which one this is. So this is 22A. I grabbed the first one. We'll use the Stag 22A. I did say if I got 20 super chats, we'll make a Malort bourbon. No one's super chatted, so I knew this was going to happen. This is why I don't ask for things, because I was like, no one's super chatting, no one cares, no one wants anything. So I was like, I'm literally giving a sample of all this away. Nobody wants it. So, but this is this is 22A. We'll use that for a cocktail. There's some fruit in there. And if you want juice or something, we'll have to get one of our lovely assistant. I thought we'd have another person. We thought Hans was going to be over here, but he's not here tonight. We were going to have. So it's kind of a challenge for him, right? He's he's got all these ingredients over there, and he has to. I wonder if I can. Let me see.
A strange array of ingredients.
Yeah, I have a strange array of ingredients. Let's see. Will it go that far? I don't know that it's going to
It
go.
almost feels like
A challenge of some kind. Let's see. He's over there. Let's see. I'm gonna. Let's see. I don't think you're gonna be able to see what he's got. Nah, you can't see what he's got. So, I'll spin it back around. There's ginger beer in there. We could do ginger. Like I said, I've got some blackberries and blueberries that we picked from a local. That we picked from that. Yeah, they're in there. And I also have strawberries that were frozen as well. That are you have to do it's 2 fingers. There you go. So, and I've got lemon juice, and I have some of the other stuff. All right. Well, right now you're winning the sample of. It's either one of those ginger. I mean, there's whichever one you like better. He's in the refrigerator. Riveting YouTube. This is why nobody watches my videos, for sure. So there we go. I appreciate it. So, like I said, I'll figure out something. I'll do it. I'll do by the end of this. Maybe if there's 3 or 4 people, we'll catch some numbers here. So that. I've got a muddler over there too.
I brought mine.
Oh, he brought his own muddler. So it's solid gold. It's pretty nice. So
Some type of exotic wood.
Some kind of
It
exotic.
says Leighton's Bar on it.
It does say Leighton.
My brother got that
Wow.
years ago.
He
when I was
has-
still bartending.
He has a wooden, I guess, a muddler that has its own special thing on it. So I have lemon juice if you don't want to do that, or if you would rather do whatever. So he's making. I have no idea what he's making. So
Lemon juice.
yeah, it's in the door.
Oh yeah, from concentrate.
Yeah, it's concentrated. You have to look at it really hard. I'm gonna drink a little bit more here. So, all right, I'm gonna tell a story while he's getting his stuff together. About 2 years ago, 2 years and a couple weeks, I started doing YouTube for Whisky. Now I have another YouTube channel. It's a family channel. We've been doing it for a long time. We do travel. We do all sorts of stuff. People are. It's all over the place. It's fire alarms. It's food. It's a bunch of nonsense. So, but in February 2 years ago, what you need? I'm just gonna take this.
You're good.
Honestly, you can be in front of me. It's not. Oh, lemon. So, my mother was diagnosed in February that year, 2 years ago, with stage 4 cancer. She smoked since she was 14 years old. It was not a surprise. Everybody knew that she was. That's what was going to get her. Even she would tell you. If you told her, she's like, "I'm going to die from lung cancer. It's going to happen." So, he's pulling out some interesting stuff here. So, but so I was taking her to go get not chemo, because she wouldn't take chemo, because one of her sisters had chemo, and it was really rough on her, and she didn't want to do it. But she was in a lot of pain. She had and the cancer would kind of go through her body. It would kind of go and do. It would move. It was just spreading. So they would do X-ray, and it would melt it away quickly, and then it would go over to another lymph node, something like that. So I had to drive probably an hour and a half to. I had to drive an hour to get her, and then we had to drive to the city that we were going to. It was about an hour away as well. And as she got worse, you hear these great stories where people are like, when someone's in a hospital for a long time, and then people are crying and they're sad, and they're just like, "Oh, your mom." This made my mother harder. She was already a tough woman, and this did not make it softer. So it was a very tough time. I drive up there. We would do it. I take her. We were going 3 times a week. I was rotating with my brother and my niece and nephew. They were taking her, and then we'd come back, and their whiskey business, which you've seen a ton of my videos in. I passed them by. It was just a very heavy time. There's frosted glasses if we want to use them in the door, or I have these cups right here.
I was just looking for ice to use for the shaking.
Loose ice or just the ice ball?
Just loose ice.
Oh, you might have to run in the house. We have a whole thing of it in the house. We want to run in and get it. If you feel like that would help
I
you.
can use ice balls too.
Yeah, there's some in the door. I put some in there.
I'm gonna break them up.
But she, it was a very tough time for me. I'd come back and I was just like really grumpy. It was really hard to I don't know. It's hard to articulate. Just that, you're watching your mom die. She's in pain. She's hurting. She's not very pleasant. So I stopped at a store and was just basically standing in the aisle. And I've always been a bourbon drinker, and old fashioned was my drink. I drank it for as long as I can remember. And I was sitting there and I knew a bit about it. And I started helping people as I was working. Basically, just like, hey, you should get this. You should get that. You should get this. And then we went and we sat and I started drinking, and I also drank Scotch. I love Scotch. That's really my passion as well. I started out with that and kind of started drinking Scotch. But I would sit down beside somebody and we'd start talking, and he's gonna jump up. He's gonna break up a bunch of ice. Those are pretty hard. Those balls are pretty hard. So, but he and I would talk people into drinking Scotch. And we were sitting there one day, and I was just sitting outside, and my wife goes, "You know what? You should do a bourbon channel." And I was like, no one's gonna care about that. Hey, Borden, I'm sorry for your loss. There's nothing worse than it. Trust me, I understand. I was like, nobody's gonna watch that. So my very first video is me pouring a Lagavulin 16 and talking about where were you for me. What were you doing 16 years ago? And to be honest with you, I was really thinking about my mom 16 years ago and how things were better, and how stuff was going on. And I posted my first Whiskey Tube video, and then she died that night. And I was just like, and then basically this has been, for lack of a better word, it was therapy. And for the first year, this is what I did. I just did this to kind of cope with how she died, and this is what I was doing, and going from there. So people ask from time to time. I have to kind of tell the story from time to time. I've almost quit this, like 3 or 4 times. Matter of fact, 2 months ago, I was going to stop doing it. I didn't feel like I was giving any value to anybody, and people, you give into, and this is where I'll slide into the other for Men's Health Month is June. People talk on comments, you're terrible. Your voice is terrible. So, one of the comments that messed me up the worst was like, you're like a lesbian transvestite, which I was like, yeah, I dwelled on being called a lesbian. They said I sound like a lesbian transvestite, which I dwelled on that way too long. I was like, that is like the pinnacle of, I don't know. I sat, trust me, for hours and could not figure out what that meant. So, but honestly, on my videos, I try to tell people, hey, be a hero, be a friend. If you can help somebody out, and it's funny. Discord's been my favorite thing that I've done. People are mean in general, especially people who are hurting, and we as people as men, we just don't articulate well, and we tend to strike out. And I had a guy, and I'll say it now. He owned a liquor store, and he killed himself in February. And I went to the store, and I've been texting him and had not seen him. He was the owner. He'd not responded. I thought sometimes you fall in and out of these stores, you say the wrong thing or do something. And I went to the store, and I was just like, hey, where's he at? And it's like, yeah, he killed himself over a girl. And I was just like, and I wasn't going to do a video. She goes, would you do a video anyway and just not say anything? Because the store was kind of hurting at the time. Or it just had kind of hit a downturn because he was not there. And I was like, yeah. And I did that video. It was one of the hardest videos I've ever done because I just could. I mean, I knew the guy. I've known the guy for he'd been there from almost the very beginning, and he killed himself. And when I say over a girl, that sounds terrible. That's not. I don't want to diminish that it was over love or whatnot, but it is over. We just, as men, it's hard for us to articulate our emotions sometimes, and it stinks, and we don't do a very good job of it. So, but if you need somebody to reach out to, Discord is a great place to do that. For the most part, we've only had a little bit of trouble. If anybody's in there and they're watching and they can put the link for the Discord, that would be great. And if you need something, I'm usually here. I'm usually on. I think that's probably the thing I'm most proud of is the groups. The Bourbon Legends. They have their own. If someone helps me out, put their link out there. They started out on our Discord, and they've got their own Discord, and they have their own channel, and they're doing their own thing now. And that they're a group of people that are kind of banded together, and they hang out every single night, and just about. And that's what you want is relationships, hanging out with people, being friends, and being somebody that you being there for somebody. That's the big thing on there. So, all right, enough of the sappiness. don't you get over here, get behind the bar and make us a cocktail?
All right. On that note,
And not we're using the
let's cocktail.
Yeah, let's cocktail. So I can't. So you did you get your yeah you got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put it back on.
All right.
Sorry if that was interrupting.
No, it was. It's fine.
So
I'm gonna,
the ice is definitely pretty clear when you're breaking up the ice balls. There's not seams through it or anything.
yeah, it's definitely. You know, I think we'll use these. We'll use these so we don't have to. Maybe we can see a little bit better. I don't have the best glasses, so you can kind of see if you're okay with that. I'll be the lovely ice girl. How about that? I'm gonna go this way just a little bit so you can. Oh no, let's see if we can see him a little bit better.
Ooh, these blackberries are really good.
So we have a local school that has a garden. Those are literally picked off those. They are,
Okay,
they're picked up. So you want the ice ball in it?
Yes,
Okay.
that'd be perfect.
Okay. I'm gonna try to. Let's see. I don't. Gosh, it's hard to do. But look. You can kind of see through his head. So.
And they've got a cool little Death Star looking.
They do. They have a little hole in them, and it's like that's normal. I was like, that's cool. I get it. So
As you can see, we're a real professional unit here, hand squeezing unmeasured
well,
citrus juices.
I love that he goes out there to try to kill my tree. We have a pine tree I'm trying to kill out there. After this,
Is there another glass I can throw this in?
yeah.
Where I'm not making a bar all sticky and sneaky.
There's a tea towel. So what's everybody drinking? I need to. I want to hear what you're drinking. So.
All right. So what we're doing here is kind of a blackberry bramble kind of thing.
So what does that mean for us? For those of us who don't drink a lot of that type of thing, what does that mean?
So it's a variation on what you would call a sour cocktail, which is pretty much any cocktail that has citrus juice in it. So that was basically a little over an ounce of lemon juice. I did 7 blackberries, I believe, 6 blackberries.
What a nerd! What a nerd!
There were smaller blackberries, so had to do more of them. We're going to add our delicious Stag 22A. Buffalo Trace made this specifically for cocktails, if you didn't know. We'll throw in 2 ounces of that.
Bourbon later. He actually knows how to measure. I'm an eyeballer, so. It doesn't seem like much. I'm just kidding. No. Do I need to pour this water? There's no water there, I guess.
No water yet?
Yeah, no water. It's a little bit warm in here, so.
Yeah,
Sitting
with the ice balls being so clear, they're not going to melt as fast.
Yeah. Sitting at a local brewery watching baseball and bourbon later. So, Gordon, what local brewery? Just out of curiosity. So. And you can sit on the bar. It's fine. Really, it's perfect. So,
That works for me.
yeah. Hey, do you want to show people why you shake those above the bar and not below the bar?
do we need to? I don't know if everybody needs to see that.
They've been doing a thing on the internet where they're like, this is why they don't shake the thing below the bar.
It's a professional thing you'll learn when you're doing a lot of bachelorette parties.
I used to. I remember when I did some dancing in college, and my stage name was Buck Naked, and I got tired of them going. The girls would lick the nickels and stick them to me. It was just embarrassing. So. Chris is. below average bourbon is drinking water right now. It is a great one.
So-
You're not going to use the thing? You don't need it?
I'm not going to strain it, just the blackberries you get.
Oh, you get some up in there. So.
And once there's liquid in the glass, you can tell how much clearer the ice is.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Oh, it made the ice very clear. So. I don't have running water out here. You know, part of the thing when they sent this to me, they were like, "Hey, can you have it in your bar?" And I was like, "I don't really have water."
Set these to the
Yeah.
side.
I
Without
like
getting
this.
the beautiful Dominic quickly. All
Oh yeah.
right, and then I'm gonna just top off with a little bit of ginger beer.
Ginger beer. Travis, thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate the. Leighton. That being said, Leighton is a great guy too, and needs to have beard grooming tips.
Beard grooming tips.
What is
Like I need the tips or I need to be giving the tips?
Ooh, man, that may be. Well, as I'm very fond of saying, Slàinte.
Slàinte.
Appreciate it. Thank you for making a drink. You know, drinking this pretty much affirmed that I'm crap at making drinks. So I started, to be honest with you, I started making Let's Cocktail because he talks about it and I used to be a bartender back before he was born, back when it was sepia color. But yeah, that is fantastic.
That is very good. I think the one thing that I would change, a little sprig of mint. That'd be great.
Is it minty? Is it minty? No, I don't think I would put mint in that at all. So, you know what? And this is me being having an official trash palette. I'm going to turn the camera just a little bit so we can kind of that way. Because we're at a bar. This is my bartender. This may be the next setup that we do. When I get him back over here again, I just have him make drinks. I'll sit here and ramble. Maybe a salty component, like just a little bit of salt on there, possibly. I don't know how you could do that.
Just what I would do is a little drop of saline solution in there would be great. It would brighten some of the flavor.
I mean, it's super bright already. This is if you were sitting out there, and I sit on my back patio all the time, and that's what I do basically, sit out there with a fan on me. I mean, this
beat the summer heat for sure.
We drank, and you're going to get tired of hearing this, but we pretty much drank the menu last night at Dominic.
Yeah.
And what was it? You know, they actually have some of them in here.
Yeah, they do list some cocktails.
They do have some of their cocktails. They had that one. I can't think of what it was. Dom is a friend of ours. He called it something else that was not the port.
Oh yeah.
We're not going to mention
Port
it.
of New Orleans.
It's Port of New Orleans. He was calling it something else. There's a midnight. Oh, they have a midnight Bramble. Oh, look at this. This is their midnight Bramble. A handful of mint, half a lemon, blackberry infused Old Dominic gin. I don't need bug spray right now. Honey syrup, lemon juice, and ginger beer. So yeah, so we have our own take of a Bramble here. I thought they might have that port of This reminds me of that only because it was very bright.
Yeah, and I will say the stag in here. There's a taste in there that's definitely from the stag. It tastes like the air at Buffalo Trace smells when they're running off their batches and they're doing the actual barreling of the whiskey.
You are 100% right.
Or not the barreling, when they're dumping the barrels.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, so good. I mean, he used to be a bartender. Now he does other things. I don't know why you don't. You should go back to doing this. So.
The hours are better in appliance sales.
Lunchtime. Be a lunchtime guy. Be the best bartender at lunch for sure. You really, and like I said, this I did a whole video. I spent a lot of time. It's very arty, very dare I say. My dad used to say three things. He goes, be kind, be humble, and be sexy. And that video was that video was all three things. I spent a lot of time on trying to make it look cool, and it had it was raining when I was doing it. It was outside. It was dark and whatnot. So it was very good. So I do want to. That video is going to come out on Wednesday. If it does well, then they may send me one of these to give away. I highly recommend it. They're fantastic. If not, click on the link in the description. It talks about the one I have here. The ice balls, you run them. If I have to add water, but there's an attachment to like if you had a little splitter behind your refrigerator,
you can run an actual water line to it.
And I would just have these all the time, and they're great. And I don't normally drink them with an ice ball. I did because it's kind of field testing it, doing the Let's Cocktail videos. But we live in the South. We live in near Memphis, and with all the hate and heat and racism, it's just humidity is just like bearing down you. I've put tons of stuff on ice that I normally wouldn't, and these ice balls don't melt, but it makes the drink cold. So
right,
that's what's so good about it.
And also the little sleeves they come with. That's kind of
They have a sleeve here that you can pull them out of there and put them in there for later. So you can they're not really travel, but they're doing that. So I can pop them out. I have a refrigerator full of them out here because we had it in the house, and I would just take them out here as it filled up, and I put them out here as I was making cocktails. Two things that you don't know about this machine that's funny is that my daughters have been taking these ice balls and putting them in their Stanleys, and the ice lasts so much longer. So every teenage girl and my wife have the Stanleys, and they've been putting them in there. And I put this in here. I've been out here since 11:30 cleaning and trying to get everything set up, and I still have.
Is that an old Dominic souvenir cup?
I did. The CFO had a drink last night, and I got that, and so I was like, she's like, "What are we going to use that for?" I was like, "I have an idea for it." So, anyway, and this is not a Stanley. This is like something you get at a gas station, and I put it in at 11:30, 4 hours ago, and it's just me using this, so we don't have to worry about hygiene. So, oh look, they fused together, so the balls have stayed together considerably better than I would have thought they would have for being in just a standard. I mean, it's basically like a cup.
Regular refrigerator ice does not last.
Yeah,
around here in the Mid-South.
Oh yeah,
it melts very quickly.
Well, this thing, they just seem so dense, because I have some plastic one. I'll get them that way I can.
Yeah, the key to making really good clear ice is letting the air and minerals out of it.
I usually use these, and this is almost like the kind. It's just soft at the bottom, and you can push up through, which are fine, but they don't last. They melt almost instantly. I mean, it's hot in here right now. You guys can't tell, but I think I can look at the temperature. It is 85 degrees in here.
You can see the sheen developing on my forehead.
Yeah, and you can see the balls have not melted in here at all. So at least these balls have not melted. So. Another fun thing is I've taken them, and we have two little dogs, and I've taken those balls and I've thrown them out there, and the dogs just go nuts. They're crunching and biting on them and having a good time on that. So, you make another something.
So I was thinking, usually with an ice ball, you're thinking of a more simple drink like an old fashioned. We were talking old fashions a minute ago. We've already had some whiskey, but I thought it might be kind of fun. I brought my agave syrup along, and I really love agave syrup for doing a tequila old fashioned. Do you have a reposado or an añejo?
I have three. I've got the
the Corazon barrel finish.
I've got this one.
Let's see. Oh, that is a reposado.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've got this one.
That Comos is great. That's your wife, so I don't know if she'd be happy with us drinking that.
Oh, she's not here. She doesn't watch my videos, so. All right, I'll take that over here. You're gonna need to go and make some limes. I have a bottle of water if you want to clean any of that. Here's another bottle. Yeah, I need a sink out here. Actually, I need a Mr. Cool. I need somebody who can come out here and help me I have a 4-in-1 unit, and it's funny, the unit that I have can't. If it gets below 40 degrees, the heat won't come on. I was like, what the kind of crap is that? So, maybe there is somebody in here who might be watching my video. So,
All right.
so kind of walk us through the recipe on this.
So this one is going to be. So the old fashioned, people think of old fashioned as a whiskey drink, which usually it is. Traditionally with rye, which is America's first whiskey.
So good.
It's more of a template than a specific recipe. With an old fashioned, you have your base spirit, which is usually, if you're doing an old fashioned, you want to drink something that you would drink on its own. Otherwise, it's not going to be good. People buy cheap bottles and say, if I don't like it, I'll just use it in an old fashioned. Well, you're not going to like that old fashioned. So you use your base spirit. You have your sweetener. Traditionally, it would have been sugar cubes that were broken up. For the mouthfeel, I prefer simple syrup. And for either a rum or a tequila old fashioned, I prefer agave syrup. And then you're going to have your modifier, which would be some bitters. I grabbed black walnut. I see the other bitters I brought over there. I also brought some Aztec chocolate bitters, which I think will be fun with the reposado.
This is what you want?
Yes, sir.
Do you want honey? You don't want honey at all, right? You don't need honey.
No, we don't need honey.
Okay.
Although that bourbon infused honey, that would make a killer one too. All right,
Roger, you're in here. Share the Legends channel and Discord, if you will, please. Roger is a former, not a former, but he's one of the guys I was talking about earlier that started on ours, and they have their own stuff now. Oh yeah, Mike Brock as well. You guys be sure and share. Has that not been opened?
it has not.
Surprisingly, that is hilarious. I thought we'd already opened that, so we get a cork pop there.
Well, that day by the pool,
No,
we killed that. We killed that one bottle.
his bottle, not my bottle.
My bottle.
His bottle, and I went and bought that bottle 100%. So,
Oh yeah, that was
So I will say one thing about our Discord: the tequila section is extremely salty. Those guys, they love tequila like nobody else's business. And if something's got,
I don't think Comos is additive free, so they
It is
would
not.
probably
They-
be upset right now.
they would not be happy. 100%.
Also grab my stirring spoon.
Sure.
Thank you.
You want to use my stirring spoon?
Classic MajorXero.
You need this.
No, sir. Actually, yeah, the silver one.
You need that.
I do not. Just the silver one.
Oh, so
I
I love being a lovely assistant. That's fantastic.
You know what else? You only have two hands, so at least that's two hands. There's a peeler over there.
Oh, okay.
One other thing about an old fashioned, generally you want to have some kind of garnish. With the whiskey old fashioned, people usually do cherries.
Oh yeah, I don't have any cherries.
With this though, I think we're gonna want a little lemon there with my mother. That's okay. They can stay down.
Okay.
All right.
Anything else?
Just 2 glasses with ice.
Okay. I can handle that.
So a lot of people build their old fashions in the glass. That's totally fine, especially when you're just drinking at home. It's much faster, much less of a mess. Traditionally, you would build it in a stirring glass like this with a lot more ice, and you stir until the outside of the glass is cold. And what that does is that that gives you more time with the ice ball before it starts to dilute.
I don't know why that fell. I was nowhere near it.
I said dilute.
That dude?
Dilute. Yeah. The color threw me off. I thought I poured stag in here.
I think it's the agave.
Yes, the agave syrup and then the chocolate bitters.
Oh, the
So,
chocolate bitters. I have a little chocolate bitters up there. It's kind of a smaller one. So
yeah, I thought for the tequila, the Aztec chocolate bitters would be appropriate. asking you to make a mess out of your pour.
It's all right. I had to spin like what you need.
Oh, the peeler. Sorry. I thought I'd asked for the peeler.
Oh, you meant a peeler. Okay. He did ask for a peeler. I didn't recognize what that was. Gold. Like, I don't know if you can see this gold.
Looks silver on screen. All right, and then when you're doing citrus peels, always do it over the glass. It'll express a little bit of the oil on there.
We prickly. He's talking about the.
That just came out as a little coin, which is fine. That'll work for our purposes today.
We had the old fashioned last night. Oh, let's talk about the drinks last night real quick.
Yeah.
So we had the duck fat old fashioned. You come to Memphis.
Delicious.
You come to Memphis. They put lemon in it, and a couple of the guys were jawing about it. I feel like that helps.
Yeah, that is a very intentional move with that old fashioned.
Yeah.
They do the lemon and they do the Peychaud's bitters instead of orange peel and traditional what you would call aromatic bitters or Angostura bitters.
I like it, and I had them one time. Excuse me. They had rosemary there, and I had her make me with the duck fat old fashioned. They put rosemary and lemon in there, and I don't have any. I do have some fresh rosemary. I'm growing a plant out there. It was very good. It really worked well together. Those were two good combos.
That sounds delicious. I love rosemary.
Oh, it smells so good. Oh my gosh.
Slàinte.
Yeah, Slàinte. And like I said, the ice ball is perfectly clear. So.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
How could you not love that?
The red wine finish on this.
Oh yeah, the 100%.
The rosado finish on this with the chocolate and the agave syrup.
That's great. That's great.
I think you could give this to somebody that is just a bourbon drinker and says they hate tequila, and they would slurp it right down before you told it was tequila.
So I'll bring it back to reality. It does taste like tequila, but it's there. But it's that pepper part of tequila, which I love. You know, it's not that. There's that other taste of tequila that people.
Yeah, there's that grassy, herbaceous kind of
that nobody likes.
That's not at all.
This is 100% pepper, black pepper. It's like a black. Maybe not black pepper's not the. That's one thing I can think of, but like just that chocolate,
right?
Like just
it goes chocolate and pepper. And I think that's why you could convince somebody that this was a rye.
Oh, no, I don't know about that. Let's see. It smells like tequila.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely smells like, but the taste of it. Oh man, that is. You know, it's even weirdly salt. It's salty.
Right. So sometimes from tequila you'll get a little bit of a salty flavor. That's why we were talking about the saline solution.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of drops of saline, and margarita is great too.
Nice.
Even if you don't do salt on the rim, just a little dropper.
So I'll say it again. If you give a $5 super chat, I will. Is it down there? Oh, here it is. You get the rest of the Reserve 8 from Old Dominic that they sent me. I'll give you that, and I'll get you a sample from the Master Distiller right there, and then we'll throw in a sample of the Old Glory that I've been harping up. So I don't know how I'm going to do it. I was kind of hoping somebody here with some back end experience would help me out. So I may take them and then do some kind of randomizer. I don't have anything available right now to do a randomizer and it be fair. And then I'll put it on the Discord. So comment down below who got it, and then you just need to reach out to me either on Instagram or on Discord. And if Chris is around, Below Average Bourbon, somebody can put the Instagram in there. The Discord is the easiest way to get hold of me. I'm on it 24 hours a day.
And anybody that's not on the Discord already should be anyway.
Right. This is true.
The Discord's truly great. And he says all the time it's not his Discord, it's our Discord. But his Discord's pretty great.
Well, it's free, so that's it.
That does help. It does help.
Yeah. Everybody likes things that are free, so which I like better. Trying to decide. They're both just out.
I thought you were about to pour them together.
No.
Shouldn't have said that.
I will say, you can see here, that's the ice, and I don't know if that's going to translate well, but I mean, the ice ball is just amazing on that. It's just good and clear. So I think his head's too shiny for that to happen. So, but also, and I'll throw in the they sent a old Dominic land. I'll add that to the givings on there. So, and also down below at the bottom, be sure to put ice balls. So, but on Wednesday, I'll release the video for this. They want it to be like 8 minutes long. I can't do 8 minutes on that. This is going to count as that part of it right here. So, if the video does well, they said they would give me one. They would have one I could give away. So, they were, I think they're over in China or something. So they only talk to me in the middle of the night, and the emails are back and forth. It's hard to talk to anybody. So, really, one of the first things, two of the videos or two of the things that have ever been sent to me by anyone, the old Dominic, which I'm immensely grateful for them to even think about me at all, and then have the ice ball machine, which has been fantastic. So, recording you reading the manual to help you. But I did have it over there. I was like, it's not, it's pretty vanilla. So,
our glorious leader.
I don't need your help. So. All right. So, how about we do one more stag drink? Do you have anything over there that you could do? Like I could get I could see if one of our lovely assistants could bring some pineapple, or is there?
Well, the honey gave me a pretty good idea.
Okay.
We could make it won't really be a bee's knees because bee's knees calls for gin, and you're not the big gin fan.
Yeah,
I think it's a gold rush if it's made with bourbon. I'm probably wrong on that.
Yes,
but I think that old Dominic honey, which appropriately has the hen with the bee stripes, it's pretty great.
So what all do you need?
So we're gonna do some lemon juice. We're gonna do some stag, and we're gonna do some bourbon barrel aged honey. That our great friend Daniel helped us do in his workshop, which has the perfect environment for barrel aging.
Did you get any honey?
Yeah, I've been using it in oatmeal.
So
it is delicious.
This turned solid pretty quick, like it was hardcore fast.
Mine didn't do that.
So mine went quick. So I took these and I have a covered patio, and then I set it outside. Turn right back to it. So that's all you do. You never want to boil this honey. This is like real honey. This came from my brother helped us, and then we had his neighbors help us do it as well. So
I'm gonna rinse this out real quick.
Yeah,
Sure. Camera here.
Yeah, you can take a bottle of water or.
Oh yeah, I poured some water in here.
Okay. So. All right. Let's sit here and look pretty. Dave, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Dave inspired me to start drinking my whiskey on ice. So I do want to say also as well, Top Dog made me a stack of these, and Chris showed those. I have about 5 or 6 of these. I'm going to start trying to expand. I'm going to try to expand the Patreon part of this. If you win, you can have a sample of the honey. I'll put that in there. If I can remember to do that, I will 100% do that. So on the Patreon, I've thought about. I've had a couple people who have supported me for a very long time, and I really have never done anything for them. So not yet. Now Dave's just drinking it. He manned up after he retired. So I'm going to start having more things that are geared more toward the Patreon and channel members. I'll do. I just don't know how any of that's going to work. I don't have any experience. I'm going to check my stuff.
Yeah, I need to bring some of my stuff again.
I don't have. I've not done stuff like that before, so I'm trying to figure out what the best thing, what people would be interested in. The big thing will be maybe once a quarter, or once a month, or something. Do a drawing, and you can have any couple pours out of the bar that you want. And as I get things that are cool like this, try to. And Top Dog made this for me out of the kindness of his heart. Very cool guy. He's the modern day. He's basically a modern day Da Vinci. I mean, like like I send him stuff, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I made that the other day." He makes bars and does leather work and stuff like that. So Patreon, that's going to start ramping up. I got permission from the CFO to try to work some things out and try to figure out how we're going to do some of that stuff. So, but I'm going to send some of these out to my, especially the long-term people and anybody new. We're going to try to do something new. Try to do a drawing. There's a members channel that's going to be on the Discord. And if you're a Patreon or a member, I'll put you in that, and we may have a drawing or something along those lines. I need advice on that. I don't know how to do all those things. Plus, that stuff tends to be kind of expensive shipping things out. So we'll kind of have to work on that as we go. But also, you may have noticed intermingled in here, I have the Kentucky Tavern bottles, which are the as anyone knows, this is the juice of my father. Which sounds gross now that I say it out loud in front of people, and he turned around and laughed at me. I'm going to buy a barrel soon. I'm going to find one that's reasonably priced, something with a char 3 or 4. I'm going to put that in there, and I'm going to do. I think I'm going to have Leighton doesn't know this yet, but I'm going to have Leighton help me out. I may pick one of the stags or pick something else to add to it, so it'll be. He's off screen making drinks. She's asking where you are, so.
My wife.
Yeah, he's not passed out on the floor. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to add those to a barrel and then and manipulate it somehow. So that's a project for the summer. I've got 2 projects. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to work on. I have an upcoming video about my knife that people have made fun of and laughed at me and did all sorts of stuff about it. I'm going to make this knife cool. It's going to happen. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but this knife is going to be cool. So we'll see. I just cut myself. No, I didn't. All right, number 3 places. All right, walk us through your drink.
All right, so we're going to use this other half of the lemon. Judging based on the size, there's probably about an ounce there. We only need about 3/4 of an ounce, so I'm not going to do it.
I'm going to be super disappointed if it's a whole ounce. I'm just saying that's going to be tough.
I left my mic over there.
Oh, you did? It's right here. That's the best tequila cocktail I've ever had, hands down. I mean, that's amazing. It comes out quick. That's what she said.
And a general rule of building cocktails is you start with your least expensive ingredients.
Which is funny because that was a
Incredibly expensive ingredient.
$100 for a half gallon of honey. If you ever want to get that, that is a crazy hobby that you should get into is raising bees. So it's good for the environment and it's here. So.
And some people will argue that bees are a non-native pollinator, but they've been here as long as we have. So
Get the ice. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's not. I meant for the drink. For the drink.
I'm going to do 2 ounces. I'm just using the smaller jigger to get some of that honey
Yeah,
that's stuck in there.
So you're ginger, so you can be a little less careful now, from what I hear about some of the words you can use. We won't talk about it here, but
I don't know if that flies in Memphis yet.
I don't know. We'll have to kind of see. Well, I mean, 3%. We'll just say 3% on there. So, see, if you were at the thing last night, you would be in on all these inside jokes. So,
Oh, thank you, Destiny R16.
wow. So, 60. So, a 16-year-old girl just called you hot, or maybe she's been dancing for 16 years.
That could be.
It could be dancing. Yeah, that's nice. So, wait, is she talking to you or me? Could be me.
It could be. We're both on screen.
This is true. So.
Normally, I would smack these around until they open, but I'm not trying to make a mess in here.
I don't think you'd be able to tell the difference. So. Do you need the ball in there now, or are you not going to use the ball?
Oh, we can top it off with the bowl.
Weird. Cool. I like this ice ball machine. I do. I wish I had water out here. It'd be nice if there was water. I just don't have it, so I have to transport most of the water. That's like I said, I use the I just use distilled water in there. So
You can see why they call that a gold rush.
this is true. I will bring it a little bit close. I'll maybe try to hide his head. Maybe, yeah, you can kind of see it. It's I don't know. This is terrible. Nobody's watching anyway, so.
Slàinte.
I like it's hard to beat that tequila drink.
Yeah, that was delicious.
That was pretty good. So I've been called worse. Yeah. This is good though. I like the. All three of these have been perfect. You're sitting on the patio, and it's hot, and it's just perfect. So
I almost think this would be good with some rosemary.
I do have a plant out there, but it's way far away. I'm gonna go cut a piece of rosemary. I'm gonna leave you alone with him. Don't use any potty mouth words. And then I'll tell you about people. People ask about the guy over his shoulder over there, the Krakatoa that's back there. People ask about that guy, right? That guy right there. In all my videos, I'll tell that. I'm gonna get some rosemary. Talk about your channel and what you do and how you're cool. It's gonna be a show. I'll be back quick. It won't take long.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not much to talk about there. So most of you have seen me here before. I'm Leighton from Leighton's Liquor Library. Just lived 11 minutes down the road from Adam. I was a bartender for a couple years at a bar that failed, unfortunately, due to the pandemic. And that's really what got me into bourbon. I started off as a Scotch and cognac guy, which is why we get along pretty well as a Scotch background. But my love for bourbon took off pretty quickly. Running the bar in Tennessee, heart of whiskey country. And it's just been great ever since. The community that we have is unlike any other community in spirits. Like he said, the tequila people, nobody gets along with each other. Rum people just want to sit alone on an island. And Scotch people...
So that is one. I'm growing a rosemary plant. I'm a rosemary fanatic. I put it on just about everything. So I'll let you decide how we need to roll it or.
So what I'm gonna do, I don't know if it works with rosemary like it does with mint, but quick tip from a bartender is to always abuse the herb before you add it. Give it a little slap.
Molest. Okay, you want to molest it. So.
And then I'm just gonna drop mine directly into the cocktail.
Oh yeah.
It worked. It worked. I can, yeah.
That's
just like with the mint, it worked. A little tough love. That's what plants need.
Yeah, that's how you know your parents love you. That's what he used to say. So.
Oh yeah, that's refreshing.
I didn't want to say anything because you made the drinks, and I feel bad when somebody it's like someone making you food and you're like, it needs salt, but rosemary did it.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah. But I'm a huge rosemary fan. I love it. So I'm actually thought about, I'm gonna take a lot of mason jars and put stag in them and put I'm gonna put those blackberries we got. We have, like I said, we have a local place there. That's actually blackberries and blueberries. I'm gonna take those, put them in a jar. They're all speaking. Does that need to go back in the fridge? Nah, it's fine. But I'm gonna take those and put those in a mason jar, soak them in bourbon. I'm gonna do rosemary. I've got a crazy idea of putting bourbon in garlic. What do you think about taking garlic cloves and doing that and using that? I'm gonna find the smallest jar I can and I'm gonna soak it. Do it in benchmark before. No, if you're gonna do it, dude. If you're gonna do something, do it right. So
better ingredients, better pizza.
There you go. I did see someone made bourbon salt with garlic. They made garlic bourbon salt. And I was watching the video and I was like, it's pretty easy. That's going to happen this summer. I'm going to make some bourbon salt, garlic bourbon salt. But I thought, what if you just took, because this garden, we have a local, like I said, it's a community garden. We're not hippy dippy. This is it's a middle school that has a garden on site and they take care of it. But I thought, what if I took some fresh garlic, not the mint stuff that you get in the jar, and you just let it sit there for a while? What could I use that for later? And the only thing I could think of, and I'm glad you're here because you can set me straight, is a Bloody Mary, like a bourbon Bloody Mary with tomato juice. To me, that seems like the only thing I could think of off the hand. But I was just like, I've not seen anybody do that, so I'm just kind of curious about what we would think about that.
I could see, as somebody who wants nothing to do with a Bloody Mary, I could see a very dirty martini with bourbon, with bourbon garlic.
So what would the recipe be on that?
So I would do probably 2 ounces bourbon. I do now the bourbon garlic is it after you soak it. So you're just infusing the bourbon with the garlic, or are you mixing the garlic and putting it in?
I was just gonna put the whole clove in there.
Yeah.
Because I'm 100% lazy. I was just gonna put a bunch of them in there, soak bourbon in there, and see kind of what happens.
Right.
So
Yeah, and then I would use I wouldn't do saline solution on that. I would use a little bit of olive juice, just like you would in a dirty martini, and then maybe just a little bit of red vermouth. A sweet vermouth.
Interesting. This is another banger.
Yeah, this is great. This is super refreshing.
Yeah, this is going. I can do this here. This is something I mean, I don't know about all that shaking it up and stuff like that. It's probably going to be, dumping it in and using my finger. So, I actually have a stirrer. I just can't find it. So, I've been using a chopstick on those.
There's a company called Mover and Shaker that they do bartending tools, and they actually make a stirrer that has a human finger as the.
And I'm sure that everyone who buys that, that's exactly what they use it for.
Dickled Tabasco in a Bloody Mary. Okay, Travis. I bet somebody's done that. 100%. Somebody has done that.
There's only one place in town to get that still has it. It's Jehu in town. I've been meaning to buy that just to have it.
I've seen it in your videos when you're in that store. That's the ADHD store, right?
One of them.
One of them, yeah.
I didn't know how much I love rosemary and honey. That is fantastic.
That's great.
I planted those from seeds, and they're just now popping up. They're just barely. I mean, I think I may have killed it because I took this net, but this is gonna be a standard cocktail for me. It's gonna be this for sure. So, it's in Memphis at Jehu Wine and Liquor is the only place I've known that I've seen that's got them. They have like 3 or 4 bottles of it, so it's definitely not going anywhere. So,
yeah, if it hasn't moved by now, that's been discontinued since COVID.
Yeah, Travis, I think did I see that you were coming here in July? If you don't say hi and reach out to me, it's going to hurt my feelings. I'd probably be too busy to speak to you, but it's going to hurt my feelings if I don't know that you're here. So I can at least help you hunt a little bit. So,
yeah, Travis and I are meeting.
Story of my life. Oh yeah, he's staying at my house. He said so.
That one might be my favorite with the rosemary. That's my problem. Whenever we've bought rosemary plants, is I murder them because I use it in everything that I can.
Yeah, spot on, perfect. I mean, and it also doesn't hurt to put stag in it. So.
Right, yeah, that helps. It was designed for cocktails. It really shines.
What's the proof on that one? That's what I can't remember the proof of that. It's
132 point.
Yeah, so I think when you have a higher proof on some of those, especially a cocktail like that, you feel like you're getting what you're wanting on there. So, all right. Well, I want you to take the other Ben Holiday. Is that one?
This is the empty one that's not
Yeah,
been touched.
I want you to try the the whiskey in a box. So, sorry. It's actually not bad, but it's so familiar to me that I cannot remember. I can't figure out what it is. It's somebody. So I do want to tell everybody that we are going to give away, and it's getting bigger now because people are talking about it. I'm going to give away the rest of this bottle. That is the Old Dominic Reserve 8. I'm going to give a sample of the Master Blender 1 and 2, the Old Glory single barrel that I have that is fan-poop-tastic. and I'm going to add some honey into it too as well. So
Yeah, this might have been the star of the show at the.
at the board port. Oh, there was nothing better than
Great.
everybody is going to be talking about this. Every time I bring it up, and when in 3 months when ADHD and Mash and Drum and even Bruzel just started talking about it. I've been talking about this for a couple of months. I don't think he's talking about what barrel number was this, not that.
Mhm.
So this is barrel number. There's numbers here and I can't read them. Oh wait, I do have my glasses right here. This tastes like something and I cannot put my finger on it. It's like the black barrel. So it's barrel number 73. I think this says QS. This bottle is phenomenal. It is 60. It's 132.10. Drinks like it's 100. If you're not going to Old Glory, I mean everybody's going to be talking about this. I mean this is going to be what it's just got to get out to everybody. So what do you think about that black box? It tastes like something and I can't put my finger on it. I've Googled it. I've done some trying to do some. I'm sure somebody out there might know specifically what it is. So
Travis asked if it's Canadian. I don't know that it's Canadian.
because it says
It matured in American oak.
yeah, it says that. I don't think it is.
It doesn't say American whiskey, but
I mean, and it's 80 proof or something. It's very low proof, whatever it is. There's nothing wrong with it. That is made for camping, hiking. You're going to a music festival and you want to bust it out of the box and use it for whatever. I don't hate it, and I think I paid $28 for it. So that's
and is it a 750 ml? No, this is 1.75 liters.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of whiskey for $30.
That's a lot of whiskey. So give me your. Tell me I'm full of blueberry donuts and garbage.
I think
you've had
the
a lot
rosemary is making it hard to.
Yeah. I probably should have done this a little bit earlier. So, but also I didn't want to start out with hey, let's drink some box whiskey.
Travis, I think you might be onto something there with the proof down light whiskey because there's something in there that's maybe like that. Not necessarily peach cobbler, but like if Sonic was going to make a peach cobbler, because they're not going to use real peaches, just like their maple syrup is breakfast syrup.
Oh, hey, speaking of breakfast syrup, this is a great transition. You want to talk about Detling?
Oh yeah, that is a good transition. So we had thanks to
Ernest.
Yeah, thanks to Ernest for reminding me. I was lucky enough to get selected to be part of the group Bourbon Together.
If anybody's in there who's part of Bourbon Together, if you could put the Facebook in there, that'd be great. Thanks for that if you can. So
right, which I don't know. They're not accepting new members right now.
Really, I didn't know that. Hold on. Old Glory is close to Nashville, so it's right off of 240. So go ahead.
Yeah, they've got some big barrel picks that are releasing right now that they don't want to accept any new members until these barrel picks have been put out because they don't want new people taking stuff that people that have been there as long as we have would want the opportunity to get. But Caleb, who started the group, he's done a really, really great job. There's a bunch of bourbon pick groups out there on Facebook and all over the internet, and they all do things differently. They do good jobs, different things. But I think that Bourbon Together is the best pick group that I'm in. Bluegrass barrel pickers, they get access to better picks, I think. Not better picks, but bigger distiller, bigger names.
I'll say Bourbon Together has better access to Detling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. He has an incredible relationship with Detling.
He's over there at least once a month, if not twice a month. So,
and he knows the product, and that's why doing this pick in particular was so cool, because he's so intimately familiar with Detling that we got to pick from the cream of the crop of their barrels, basically. And we had 4 different choices. The first choice we had ended up not being a choice really because it was a short barrel. And the reason he said the breakfast syrup, that one had an incredibly breakfasty finish.
I would say, and I totally had no expectations of going. We went down there together, and I was driving him. Right, I made him throw up twice because I'm a terrible driver and he gets car sick. So, but sorry.
No, I didn't even know that I got car sick before then.
Yeah,
so I'm so used to driving.
Until he drove me, he didn't know. I'm a you definitely want me to be the talker, not the driver. But and as you're going down to Detling, it's like you're going down the road. You leave a road that's already not a regular road, and then you go to a gravel road, and then you go to a clay dirt road,
clay dirt
road.
It's
and then you go to a grassy kind of a dirt road, kind of. So
it's such a cool experience.
He got picked, and I was driving him. We took my daughters and we went down there. I had no expectation. I mean, in fact, I sat in the car for like 2 hours in the heat, and I was perfectly fine. And they were like, "We feel bad because you're dying out here. Come on, be part of it." And I was like, okay, good, because it was such a closed thing. I didn't, I did not expect to be able to be part of the pick, and I didn't push anything. And those who know me, my brother calls me overbearing and being a jerk, but other people just say they say I'm overbearing and a jerk. So I tried not to be. I tried not to be any of that. I was just glad to be there. It was just.
I use the word passionate.
Oh, yeah. So that's going to sting later when I think about that later. But anyway, go ahead. No, but being there and seeing he has a different philosophy.
Talking about
Seth, 100%. But we got to try those barrels, and we didn't pick the one. I agree with the pick that we did because it was the most Detling pick that you got. And if you were going to pick a pick and you were going to buy a pick, you would expect it to be Detling. And honestly, every pick I've ever been on, we've never picked the pick that I want. So I am 0 for, I think, 3 or 4. Like the Bruzel picks, anyone I've done, because I tend to pick off profile. I want to be surprised, but I'm also not the person who's putting up $15,000 for a barrel of whiskey and expect to have to sell. And when the word gets out that it doesn't taste like Detling, they don't want it. And I get it. So, but to me, like if we try something and it's so surprising, I'm like, oh my God, this is different. This is different. This is, and I hate it. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but when you said he put the box whiskey away, so
it's not terrible.
It's not terrible. It's just not we picked the wrong time. But on that Detling, I think to me it was that one, and then I think that second one. I think we were kind of split on that. There was another one that we were split on, right? It was like,
so for me, I really liked the short barrel, which was the very breakfasty one. Which was me too. Which was number 1 out of the 4 samples. The group ended up picking, which was my second favorite, I think number 3, which was the most on profile for Detling. It was an amazing. It was very, very good.
100%. It is a great pick. Right. It is Detling. It is dark chocolate and dark chocolate cocoa pebbles. I mean cocoa puffs. I should say. Yeah, it's 100%.
Very good, sweet. Just great mouthfeel. But yeah, I knew that was coming. But the other one, I think number 4 was your favorite, and that was the one that had kind of a leathery.
It's like it was a Detling stag. Yeah, basically. And they were like, "We love it." It was a shorter barrel, wasn't it? It hit less.
It wasn't a super short barrel.
Like it wasn't like the first one.
Yeah.
And they were like, "It is good." He's going to put that in. I think it's going to go on the Longhorn. Is that the website? The Longhorn website.
Longhorn's the distributor. I'm not sure what the website is.
Yeah, I think they're going to do that one on that one to me, because I want to drink. If you hand me a drink and it's like this is Stag or Detling or Crittens, and it's so off profile, but it's good. I mean, not bad. Just like I said earlier when we were at Old Dominic, the dirt profile. I wouldn't have picked the dirt one that we tried. Marty and those guys were on there, and they were like, "This tastes like dirt," and I was just like, "Yeah, we don't." The guys at Spillware's like, "We want that. We're going to take that barrel and put it in like a gin barrel." I was like, "You guys are Josh is nuts." I was like, "I don't know what you're going to do with that, but good luck with that." So, but I tend to and I've said this to ad nauseum is vanilla, caramel, brown sugar. All every bourbon does that. Surprise me, wow me, do something different. That's a
Talking about the flavor profile of Detling, that chocolatey coffee ground flavor that they really have that's in their profile. I always was so curious where they came from, and this was a part of it that's so cool. And I gained so much respect. I mean, I love this stuff anyway, but I gained so much respect being there and seeing how hands-on it was. And Seth Detling only uses the best food grade grain. And he actually, I've been to several distilleries. This was the first distillery I ever went to where he handed you the grain and told you to eat it. Just the grain. He said, try it. And we tried each of the grains. And I think it was their malted barley.
The first 2 hours, I missed all that. I was sitting.
He was outside for that. Yeah.
I was sitting in the car, so I missed all that. So,
but
Hey, Josh.
grain tasted like a Maduro tobacco and coffee, and I was like, this is where that comes from, and it was delicious.
Yeah,
it was very, very strong.
So he had, on the Detling part, he had. I caught part of the conversation. The Detling is his name, but it's also a German name, and he had to buy the name. You want to talk? Do you remember that?
So I don't remember exactly the story, but Seth had to basically lease the rights to the Detling name.
Yeah.
Because previously, and when you look at their bottles, it says 1867 on the bottle, and back in the day, in the 1800s, there was already a Detling distillery. And I believe he said that they were one of the ones that died due to Prohibition. And the last Detling that was alive had basically no interest in distilling, but still owned the rights to the name. And it was a German guy. And Seth had to negotiate heavily for the rights to his own family name to distill under. And he uses the name Detling for his bourbons, but he does other spirits as well. He has a rum, I believe, called Crew. And he was talking about the same deal where he believes if you wouldn't eat it, you shouldn't drink it. He uses the words the culinary approach, which makes sense after he explained it. But his rum is additive free, which is pretty rare in rums. And it states everything that goes into it. And 99% of rums that are out there, they're not going to say that because they don't want you to know that they pumped it full of processed sugar to make it taste delicious. And they also use in almost all rum production, they use a process where they dump what's basically drugs for the yeast into the mash that makes the yeast ferment overnight versus taking 4, 5, 6 days. And he won't do that because he says that there's a metallic flavor that comes from it that is just not pleasant. And he described it as putting your yeast on meth. And he didn't want to put his yeast on meth.
I will say that he 100% has a different mentality of just about anybody I've ever had a conversation with about that. And this is a hobby of his that has gotten out of control,
right?
Is what I would say. And he's wanting to buy a farm. So we're probably going to see a lot of something interesting happening soon because he's a cash only guy, right? He's one of those guys that just wants to pay cash for everything. What did he say to you when you saw he had the opportunity to buy a White Dog and he didn't? White Dog Detling. Remember what he told you?
That was hilarious. So
yeah.
He was talking about how he's done like special releases in the past. And when we were actually outside where the distilling happens, which is the only distillery I've ever seen that distills outside that's a licensed distillery. And he said other distilleries ask him all the time.
When he's outside, I mean, he means outside.
Outside.
It's like the least covering. Like, it's not even a good covering.
No.
They're one high wind tornado or a straight line wind from being out of business.
Right.
Like, and even their house. I think that's their house in the background.
I think so, yeah.
It's on stilts and it's a trailer on the back. It's
awesome.
It's a fabricated
It's so
home
cool.
in the back. Like it is. I mean, it's
country. It's Alabama.
They're country.
He even said something. Somebody asked him something. He said, "I don't know, man. I'm a redneck."
and his wife has guns like you wouldn't believe. Like they are two very fit individuals with tight shorts and like
Their whole lifestyle is about
Yeah.
eating correctly,
Yeah.
distilling correctly, living correctly. But when we were outside and we got to try the white dog right off the still, and I've had several different white dogs and moonshines. This one was,
I missed that part. Was it chocolate?
yeah, it had a floral and then a chocolatey note to it that was just amazing.
Nice.
And normally, you know, all the best moonshines I've had before have been ones that you just can't taste at all because they just it's
Burns.
nothing. Yeah, it's just straight fire. But this one actually tasted really good. And when we were doing that, I told him, I said, oh, you know what? I actually saw a bottle of your white dog on the shelf in a store in Alabama, and I've been kicking myself for not buying it because I've never seen it again. And he just looked at me and said, oh yeah, I just needed some money.
What did he say? He said I needed money for something. He said I needed something. I can't remember what he said. He said I can't remember. It wasn't a farm. Like it's like I needed a tractor. It was something.
Yeah, it was something like that. They got a new fire truck.
Yeah,
a new used fire truck.
I needed a fire truck or something. He said he just did that stuff.
Yeah, I just needed the money, so I sold the white dog because it was faster than. Which was great, and he was so honest and upfront about all of his practices. It was just really cool. It was a great experience, and even though we were in the sweltering Alabama heat, that rick house. I mean, so we're in this rick house, and at ground level where we're standing, it's already probably 100 degrees, and Seth is climbing up to pull from barrels and it's 30 degrees hotter.
His fantastic wife invited me over. I was like, are you sure? Because they were real clear about that I was not going to be involved. I had no expectations. I was like, I'm perfectly fine. He's going to get drunk out of his mind. I was like, I would love a sample of whatever y'all get, but that's it. And I was like, are you going to take a hat? He goes, no, we're going to be inside. I was just like, it's like he's never been bald before, right? And we were out in the sun for a while.
Yeah.
And you got this. He's out there like,
yeah, I was literally doing this while we were standing outside. Because I asked ahead of time. I asked Caleb. I said, "Hey, how much are we going to be out in the sun? I just want to make sure, to apply sunscreen correctly and everything." And he said, "Oh, just for the walk to the rick house." But it was so freaking hot in the rick house that being outside in the 90% humidity, 98 degree,
it felt cooler.
Yeah, it
felt like air conditioning.
It felt like air conditioning, literally. One of the poor guys that was part of the pick, he looked like he was going to pass out when we were on the rick house.
Yeah.
And Seth was hilarious because he's a volunteer firefighter in the area, has been for a long time. And he said, I believe his exact words were, if you feel like you're getting too hot, come back to this air-conditioned area. He said, take care of yourself on that. I really do not want to put my poor EMT skills to use. Because he said he started firefighting before firefighters had to be EMTs.
I was a firefighter back in the day, and we didn't have to be an EMT. And the last thing you want to see is this, as I try to save your life, because my breath is not going to be good. So, all right, well, we're getting close. Like we're in the 2 hour mark. You seem like you're fine. I feel like I'm not doing my job because you're not.
Oh no, I'm being careful after last night. I have to drive.
His wife is still drunk from last night. So
yes.
I want to talk about. You think you can do anything else? You think you got anything else in you? Do you have is there anything? Is there? We got the bitters. We have. We do have some people that are that can bring. We have orange juice in the house. Have pineapple juice. Have apple juice. Is there any other drink that we can do with some? I want to drink some more Stag. There's some. I have the strawberries that were frozen, so they're in there. You could do a strawberry something if you wanted. I could go get rosemary. I don't have much more rosemary, but I'll let you. I'm gonna let you jump over there and think about what you need. And if we need to get something, we can get it over there. He's got 2 full drinks over here, which is criminal. I'm completely down. I'm just saying.
I'm hoping my wife tries that one.
Oh yeah. So I'm pretty sure my beautiful bride is gonna want one of those as well. So I'm gonna say this again. This whole conversation makes me uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable, by the way. Just so you guys understand that this is how weird I am. So I'm going to have a sample of this, which is the master blend from when I came in technically second, but maybe third, depends on who you listen to. for the Old Dominic. I'm going to give a sample of these two. We're going to do a sample of the Old Glory Bourbon, which is going to be probably the bourbon of the year. And when everybody else starts talking about it, remember I said it first. I'm going to do some of the honey. And if you do a $5 super chat, what I'm going to do is after this is over, I'm going to do I'm going to try to figure out how to do like I can't do a race right now. I don't have it set up to do that sort of thing. If you want to go in the house and get something, you can. So like I said, she may even have pineapple in the house.
I've got an idea.
But I'll send you this box, which is great. And they have I'll send you the Old Dominic little shot glass that they have. So a sample of each of these, the honey, that. Did I say anything else? I may have said something else. I don't remember what I said. But if you do a $5 super chat, Life of the Patio, we've been talking about you guys for a while. So we were partying because of Marty and them. So of course. Oh, and the sample of this, of course, Life of the Patio got a whole bottle. But we were talking about it last night. It's like we don't know why we got a whole bottle because there's 10 of them. There's one of me, and I shared it with this. So I will give the rest of this as part of it. So if you do a $5 super chat, you'll get a sample of each of these. I'm going to do some type of drawing, and I'll put it on the Discord. So if anyone wants to get out there and put it on the Discord, so there'll be a sample of each of these. The Old Glory, which I think if you want to talk about the one of the year that's going to be everybody's talking about is Old Glory. I'll do some of our barrel aged honey that was aged in Old Dominic cask strength, this glass and that. So I'll do this off camera. And we'll figure out how we can make sure we can do it. So like I said, $5 super chat. I think I have 7. And if we get to $20, if we get to 20 super chats, all you have to do is put $2. I'll do a Malort Stag cocktail that Leighton will drink. We'll do 2 of them. Leighton will take a drink of it too. So we'll figure out how to do that. So no one. That's why I put 20. No one. I've never gotten more than 8. So I knew it was going to happen. So
I know you said you wanted to do more stag, but I have a different idea.
Okay. Well,
Do you have something that's rum cash finished?
just yeah, you can do it. Yeah, you know I'm down. The only reason I never use the stag is because it makes people mad. Does the little spoon make you uncomfortable? Are you using the honey? You're not using the honey, are you?
Not the honey.
No.
Not for this one.
Oh.
I thought he was. I thought he knew my nickname. You know, they call me Little Spoon.
They do call him Little Spoon. It was one time, and it was totally appropriate. Totally. So. I will say we were on a roll, and he brought up stag. I mean, he brought up rum, and now everybody's gonna peel off because you're putting rum in there. So,
We're still doing whiskey.
Yeah.
Just rum cask finished whiskey.
Yeah, it's rum cast.
Oh, you don't have a lot of that left.
It's fine. It's fine. So, all right. He's gonna have to clean those off. You know what, Michael Burton? I think I like being the Little Spoon too. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I think that's you want to be hugged. You know, you're not hugged as much as you want to. You want to be as a child, and you know, being a little is what I don't like is being poked in the back. That's my least favorite part of being the Little Spoon. So that's where there is no spoon.
There is no spoon.
There is no spoon. I will say that Leighton's cocktail that with the you need to get back here. Do you have everything?
Not yet.
I will say that his cocktail with the tequila was definitely the star, 100%. I will have him write that out, and those are juicy strawberries, but they're fresh. So he's got Scotch, strawberry.
This is completely experimental.
No, I'm okay with it. So I'm excited. So I will. We drank the drink last night.
Oh, I'm gonna need to bring spice again. This time I'm gonna do it on camera because
Yeah.
I'm already here.
Yeah, he's already here. So I'll bring some. You're gonna how many you need? Like 1 or 2?
2 or 3.
Drop it in there. I can break them just by shaking them.
Probably 3. We were at Old Dominic last night. This is ASMR. Yeah. So we were at Old Dominic last night, and I was at one end of the bar, and at the other end was Daniel, the Dickle Pickle from Discord, and he had just ordered a espresso martini. And I've never had a espresso martini, and I was like, you know what? I talk crap about them all the time. Order me an espresso martini. Can I get an espresso martini? And the guy goes, "Would you want it with bourbon?" And I was like, "Oh my god, yes, please." It was so stinking good. It was so sweet. I was just like, "Oh my god." I was like, I felt like the diabetes was, kicking in 100%. So all right, talk us through this. What's going on now?
All right, so I'm doing. This is inspired by a daiquiri. So I'm gonna do some lime juice. Now everybody knows daiquiri calls for rum, but we're gonna use the rum cask finish Scotch.
Yeah, T said those were so good. You had 2 of them that I saw, at least 2 that I saw, at least 2. So.
I assume the limes weren't from the community garden.
No.
Lime trees in Tennessee.
Yeah, no, I have them in the backyard. So, no, we bought limes specifically for that. So,
All right. Well, it's a lot less lime than I was hoping for, but
there's 2 of them.
this isn't the
Is
real.
there not 2 over there?
That'll work because
Sure?
we're not doing a real daiquiri anyway.
Yeah.
We just want to hit the lime.
I need a blender out here. I don't own a blender. Not a real blender. We have a Ninja that does soup. That does soup and stuff. So,
Right. A food processor.
yeah, it's like a food processor that turns it. They're fresh, but they're very wet. And that's what I said. Not cheap. Did we give you any strawberries last time you were here?
I do not believe so.
We have
Destiny meant to buy some when the girls were doing.
We have bags of them. My daughter was in band, and we have bags of them. So before you go, if not that either one of those are watching, but we have some that I think they're pretty good. So
I'm gonna do 2 spoonfuls and 1 strawberry, and then we're gonna garnish with strawberry too at the end.
we have fresh strawberries in the house if you think we need. Oh, this is perfect. Yeah. So
I
I'm
think this is
excited.
gonna work well for the drink.
It was hard to open. We'll take that. So Layton and I were talking to Wes. Does that seem right? Wes from Life of the Patio last night?
Yeah.
He was what we call
Father Fortenberry?
Yeah.
Or Brother Fortenberry?
Brother Fortenberry. He was very Scotch curious, which we love. So we may do a live sometime, maybe on a Saturday. I mean, I don't know if Sunday's good for him or something like that, but we may try to do a Scotch time and kind of walk him through getting Scotch. It'll be my lowest rated video ever. No one cares about it. You're putting agave in there. So
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little sweetener.
put some tequila in there. Oh, you know what I gotta
Just
do?
keep going. Just keep adding stuff.
I guess I need to get the glasses ready.
That would be helpful. Yes, sir.
I will go do that. I don't think I ever actually said thank you to Ecozy for sending me the machine. I've had a ton of fun with that. I will continue to have fun with it. I'll continue to make.
Wow, that
So-
smells crazy.
Tracy was asking me about my favorite Scotch. It's a Lagavulin 16, or I would say the Kilchoman Miracle Bay. They're very heavily peated. So, but I was not expecting that color. I was thinking it was going to be. I don't know what I was thinking on there. So,
I think the strawberry lends a
Yeah.
good bit of color because Scotch is so much lighter than bourbon.
yeah, it is. So. But I think we'll do a Scotch night one night. I can get him over here in the bar, get him all liquored up. So I'm gonna put this in there.
I'm gonna steal 2 of those for
Oh, you're gonna
garnish.
take them out.
For a little garnish.
You want to use this? Oh, he's a professional. But I do want to say thank you to Ecozy for sending me this. Like I said, I rarely get things. Leighton has learned to smile when the shakers shakes the shocker.
Just up the shocker. That wasn't as pretty as I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah,
It looks good on camera.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're beautiful on camera. So. Your wife's a big strawberry fan. That's why I was
She
thinking
is,
of it.
yeah.
Yeah, she
So
loves
here we have a Scotch Scotch
it. No, wait,
Scotch
hold on.
strawberry daiquiri.
Scotch strawberry daiquiri. So
Strawberry Scotch daiquiri.
that's it. Slàinte. I like it.
It's kind of fun.
It's
That's kind of fun.
That's good. Man, that's good. You know, so these are fresh strawberries that we, my daughter is in band and they did a fundraiser and we bought like three flats of them. So we have a ton of them. Actually, we bought 2 flats and then her grandparents bought another flat and she's like, y'all just keep them. I'm like, okay. So my wife chopped them up and these have been frozen and I put them in there. So they're fresh frozen. But I mean, the
The
smell,
smokiness is there.
I mean, it's
A little bit of fruitiness from the strawberry. And
oh my goodness, this is
that's fun. Who would have thought Scotch would make a good daiquiri, especially an Isla.
But I mean,
I don't know if Nick Offerman would be proud or not, but
it's so good.
that's
I mean, it's so good. I'm gonna. He's not gonna be able to do it, but I'm gonna try to have him write down what these are, and we'll try to. I'll have him. You need to hound him in the Discord and figure out what he did exactly. If we can't reproduce it. But,
wow. Why is that so good?
I mean, it's a smoky strawberry. Like you get. I mean, it makes me. I have enough strawberries that the next time we grill, I'm gonna take some of those and put them in something, and then have like the wood smoke in there, and have some smoked strawberries. Like, why are people not smoking strawberries? Like, if you could dehydrate those down and have them smoked, like a candy.
That'd make a beautiful garnish too.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that's happening.
You know, and anybody that drinks enough Isla knows that once you get past the smoke, there's some fruity flavor in there.
There's a lot of fruity flavor in there. There's green apple,
Yeah.
pineapple. You just have to get past your. You have to get past the. Oh, it's smoky. I can't handle it. But another fantastic
That's
patio and just drink.
for just throwing random stuff.
I mean, you just
together.
grabbed a bunch of crap
This is
together.
working out pretty good.
Thank you, Tracy. Thanks. I like Burton. Thank you guys so much. Like I said, I what I'm going to do is I'm going to take everybody who put $5 in, and I will try to. I'm going to have to ask somebody, and what I'll do is I'll take. I'll run something that I'll put on Discord so you can kind of see that I didn't just pick my favorite person out there. But like I said, you'll get the glass. You'll get one of these. You'll get a sample of the both of the master blenders.
In the box.
Oh, the box. Yeah.
I'll even send the box.
I'll even send the box to you. So you'll get the box. You'll get. You want to reach? It's that one and that one, or that one, and that one. We'll see if we can get it on there. And like I said, it really is just to kind of cover shipping. So I mean, it's not like it's anything crazy. I'll take that. Put it over here out of your way. And if this video does well, like I said, down in the regular comments, not the live comments, put balls or ice balls. They are going to. That put the honey over there. They're gonna the people who the Ecozy people. They said the video does well enough. They'll let me. They'll give me one that I can use to. I can give away. Give one of them away. So I'll release that video on Wednesday, and I'll put a sample of the honey in there as well. So there'll be the honey, the 8-year reserve bourbon. I'll give you the box. I'll give you the glass. I'm going to keep the book because it's too cool not to have. So the master blender, and I'll put one of those in there. So as well. So we're going to sit here and drink for a couple minutes, and then unless you can think of something other freaking amazing of all time to invent from stuff that's just laying around in my on there.
This is pretty good. This might be my favorite. The
tequila one was pretty good.
tequila one was great, and the rosemary.
The rosemary,
was awesome.
yeah. This was a good day of cocktail, just hanging out and doing those. So I can't complain. So, but
It would almost be funny to blend these into slushies and just give them to people without them knowing what it is.
no way they would know. The only thing it is smoky. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's smoky.
It's a pleasant smoke though. It's not like mezcal where it's like a cigarette ashtray.
Yeah. I'm eating the strawberry.
All the best garnishes can be eaten.
I'm gonna take the blackberries that we got from the garden. I'm gonna take the strawberries. I'm gonna soak those in bourbon. I'm gonna take some garlic but I'm gonna use a small little one. I'm gonna soak those, and then I'm gonna try to do some experimenting with those, and I'll probably do a video with that where I kind of just see what happens. We talked about it. You don't like Bloody Marys, but what did you say that you would say that you would
A weird dirty martini.
A dirty martini.
A weird dirty martini.
So using that, which would be that vermouth, you said red vermouth, and then I guess like an olive, I wouldn't use a garlic olive because it won't need it.
Right, just olive juice.
Just a regular olive juice. So how do do that? So I need everybody to tell me, not in the live chat, but down below chat, what are you drinking? So as dumb as it is, and this doesn't make any sense at all, when you comment on the video in the regular description, like you have to slide over if you're on your phone and you chat, that helps. Live chats actually don't appear to help drive the video at all. It doesn't do anything at all, which is funny. So this video does well, and people put ice balls in there. Pineapple whiskey sour. I do have a fresh pineapple in the house, and my beautiful bride was supposed to cut it up. I don't know if she's still watching. She's not watching. They don't watch. She doesn't watch my videos. So
It's for the better.
yeah, it does work out for the better. So, but that does sound.
This was stupid good.
Yeah, it was.
This is the first one that
He just killed it. He just murdered it. He's got almost his whole drink over there. Both of the other ones, he did kill it. It is good though. So
they've all been good, especially considering
yeah, they're all
I'm
on
just
the
throwing random.
Like I said,
stuff
I told him, I said, hey, we're going to do cocktails. We're going to be silly and have some fun.
and I was going to come early and get everything together, do a little mise en place, and then I felt terrible on the way.
Yeah, because life of the patio. Those guys.
Yeah, thanks, Marty.
Yeah, Marty. I wonder. We haven't seen Marty today. I'm curious how Marty's feeling today. So, well, let's see. I don't know. I'm trying to think of anything else that we could do other
I'm
than
tapped.
Oh,
I got a lot to drink still, and
he's tapped. So, all right. Well, like I said, I'm gonna give you another. Let's see. I'll give you 5 more minutes. The giveaway is gonna be the Old Dominic 8 Reserve Bourbon.
nice
Maybe.
catch.
Ow. It's not that I've had a lot to drink. I'm just not very coordinated. I'm going to give you a sample of our bourbon aged bourbon. Let's see. Picked up the King's Family Distillery. Fantastic bottle. I'll give you the box. There'll be a glass in there. I'll give you a sample of the Master Distiller 1 and 2. They were definitely in the top 3 of ones that I would have picked. And the Old Glory. And like I said, I'll give you another 5 minutes if you do that, and then I'll do a drawing on Discord. I'll figure out how to do a race or something, and I'll show who. And then you just need to reach out to me. So on that, so I finished all my drinks like a big boy. So I need to. What's my last pour going to be? You know what? I think my last pour is going to be
Whatever it is, you got to post it on Instagram.
I'll do it.
Last pour.
Yeah, I'm at my last pour here.
Last pour.
Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna pour. The Old Glory. I'm gonna pour a little bit of the Old Glory. You know what? We talked about Deadling. I'll do that. This is not really my bottle. It's his bottle. I feel funny.
Did we ever tell Travis what barrel number this was?
I read it. I think I couldn't. At 70 something.
73 QS.
I don't know. You talked me into it, so I'm gonna pour a little bit of this. So fantastic stuff. So they like I said, when everybody's all next year, this is the best thing ever. I discovered it. Remember, I talked about it first. Leighton and I talked about it first. So I interviewed those guys. So I don't have that much. Of a
That was kind of a fun thing at the Roaring Pour too. You interviewed the guy the night before at the house thing, and the guy at the Roaring Pour event. One of the guys was there. Was he a distiller? Was he one of the distillers?
Yeah.
He basically we talked to him and he said, for a video for my channel, I asked him, I was like, hey, are you cool with doing a video breakdown right now? He said, oh, that's the guy you want to talk about, the guy that does all the distribution stuff. And I was like, oh, come on, man, you try it out. Let's see. And he said, okay, and he did great. He did so good.
Was it Michael? Is it Michael?
That sounds right, but I'd have to look back at the video. I think he even commented on the video.
Oh, that's good. That's
he was great. I mean, all the guys at Old Glory were awesome.
Yeah, they supposedly have a good food. They have like food there. Like last night,
Live music. They
have a farmer's garden or farmer's market. Yeah. Last night at Old Dominic, I keep saying that I really want to do a meetup. You guys are going to have to tell me, and I got to sneeze, so that's coming. That's going to come out of nowhere in a second. So if we did a meetup at Old Dominic,
Delicious.
It's good. If we do a meetup at Old Dominic, is anybody interested in that at all? I may start a channel like a Old Dominic meetup. If we spend $500, we can have the upper room or the side room. Is it the upper room? Do you know?
I think it's the upper room.
Yeah, the upper room.
We should have done that today as your 2-year anniversary thing.
It's true. Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody cares. It's my anniversary, so I couldn't even get 20 people to make them a Lord.
Thank God.
I'm going to say I'm a little.
Will's going to come in here and comment how I owe him. I still owe him.
Oh, you still owe him? He's not. Will's traveling, so if Will wasn't traveling, he could come in here the next time. So, but yeah, that a Malort stag cocktail. That's. I'm very curious about that. It'd be very close to a rusty nail.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you last night? I know Daniel and I all had him the Port of Orleans. Did you try it? So it has an absinthe rinse on the glass where they take an atomizer, they put absinthe in there and just spray it in the glass. I almost wonder if Malort would be really good as a rinse on a glass for a cocktail.
Well, if you're doing a rusty nail, I mean,
Right.
I think it tastes like grapefruit. I like grapefruit, and you see people take these shots. They're like, it hurts my mouth. It makes me. I would drink Malort for the rest of my life before I ever have another sip of Willet. I would take it all day long. Willet makes me think like the aftertaste of Willet makes me think I've done dirty things in prison. Like it's disgusting. Like that's horrible. But like I said,
now that the Pope is from Chicago, are Catholics doing communion with Malort?
I don't know. I'm not Catholic, but
What is it in Chicago? The blood of Christ.
leave your comments below. That's Leighton from Leighton's Liquor Library. Oh, you know what? I did say I was going to say something about this guy. So Krakatoa. So nobody in the planet had a worse mouth than I did. I had profanity was I could take profanity and twist it into everything you can possibly imagine. And then I got married, and I made the decision. I was like, I'm not going to use profanity. I don't want to use profanity in front of my wife and my future children. So I use my cuss word, which is the MF cuss word, is Krakatoa. Krakatoa is the largest explosion that has ever happened in mankind, bigger than the Hiroshima. People who were close to the mountain that blew up, they within 3 miles that they were deaf. 30 Things in Prison. No,
I was reading that too.
So it's Dirty Things in Prison. Is that how you became known as the Little Spoon? So no, I served dominance early when I was in jail. So, but anyway, I say Krakatoa, excuse me, which is my MFer, and I say that afterward. And my children know when I say that word. It's honestly it's a cuss word in our house, but it's not MFer. But I use it kind of as that. So I have him around to help me keep a lid on my language. So he is I call him Krakatoa. Is who he is. He's a Kraken. He actually was the Old Spice thing that was in there. I usually keep a little thing of McAllen in there, but I spray painted him and made his eyes glow in the dark. So anyway, so that's what he is. Some people, I get these Instagram and Discord and is great and terrible. Like people go, is it voodoo? Is it, do you worship Satan? I was like, no, I don't worship Satan. It's an octopus eating a boat. But I was like, no, it's Krakatoa. I see him and it reminds me not to use. Excuse me, I didn't mean to say it, but he uses it means it's not profanity. So anyway, so that's what Krakatoa is. So
Just when I've known you this long, and I had no clue that was the Old Spice thing.
yeah, it used to be an Old Spice was in it. It sat in our bathroom forever. And my wife, you want to talk about making the wife mad? This did not go with any of the decor. It's like a weird. You probably can kind of see it's got like a bright blue, I spray painted it black, and then I used some glow in the dark on his eyes, and if you hit it with a black light, it glows. And like I said, I think it's cool. I like them anyway. So anyway, that's what that is. So, but hilarious. And like I said, my wife did not think that was hilarious.
He's on the Lagavulin box too, isn't he? The Offer in Caribbean.
I don't know. Is that Cthulhu? People ask me about Cthulhu all the time.
Oh yeah, it might be Cthulhu that's on.
Yeah, it's Cthulhu. Cthulhu is on that one. My guy's not Cthulhu. I would love to have somebody wants to 3D print me a gigantic Cthulhu. That'd be great. That'd be cool. Fantastic. So, if I don't believe in tattoos, it's not something I would ever do for myself. If you want to paint your body, like the Poe of Babylon, that's great. That's what you could do. But that's not for me. But if I was ever going to do it, I'd have like a giant kraken that went around, here and go all the way to my back and do those sort of things. But I'm kind of a puss, and I could never do that. So, all right. I think we're going to end at 2:30. So if anybody else wants to join and do, I don't know how people do this. I can't. It's hard for me to do it. If you want to do $5 for the super chat for the giveaway, we're running close on it. So I think everybody here, hit that thumbs up. If you hadn't had a chance to hit the thumbs up.
That's the funniest thing for me is how difficult it is for you to ask for something. All that day that you asked me to come check on the house, check on the dogs, you acted like it was pulling teeth to get you to ask. I'm like, man, yeah, it's 5 minutes from work. I can check it out.
We were away from. I don't even know where we were. Something was happening, but like a bird flew by one of our security cameras, and it looked like somebody's pants leg, and the cameras went off, and I thought somebody had come into our house, and I was like, man, I hate to ask you, can you swing? It's not really on his way home because he can go another way. He can go home that way, but it's not that way. Before his lunch break, I was like, if you have a second, can you go back? I just didn't want him. I didn't want somebody to be in our house and then my girls come home because my girls come home and then in there. So he's like, yeah, I'll do it. And I'm watching on the inside camera because I turned the inside camera on and there's a weird noise going on, like somebody's doing something, but I don't hear my dogs barking. I was like, what is going on? He comes in, does the smartest thing I've ever seen. My dogs are in a different room. He lets the dogs out, lets the dogs go first. And I was watching. I was like, pure genius. I mean, he totally was going to sacrifice my dogs. Like they were going to die if there was a murderer in the house. But I was like, pure genius. I wouldn't even have thought about that at all. So, but yeah, I don't like to ask for things because men's mental health, that's how we are. So, all right, 7 minutes. So you're still sipping on your drinks, which is just sad. That's still good though. That drink is,
Returning to all of them, they're all good.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna.
If my wife is watching, she should come try this before.
Oh, we would love to have her on camera. Your wife's not watching. She's in there. Your wife's not watching. No. Send her a text.
She's probably napping.
Yeah, send her. I'm gonna take a little bit of this and try this just a little bit, just so I can have a little bit more of it before we go. So I'm gonna try another little pour. But honestly, it's just gonna be just a splash. So just a splash. Still quite a bit of a good sample on there. I'm gonna try it again. Since we've tried several things, so thanks to old Dominic. I was really surprised that I got that. I would love to get that. Any other fantastic distilleries wants to do that. It'd be fantastic. 9 people. We're 9 people. 9 people from making a Malort Stag cocktail. Just so you know, You do 9 people did, and I didn't make it was a $5 one. It's a $2 one. If you do a $2 super chat,
Mr. Ritchie's right.
Huh?
Ratings would go up if she joined.
100%, 100%. So I know that the federal government would be watching for sure. So
Oh my God, that was something else with Seth Etling when he was talking about all the stuff he's going through with the state trying to shut him down and everything.
oh my gosh, brutal with that. Like I don't know how he's going to stay in business, to be honest with you. So
Cheers, Toro.
yeah, the power went off. It clicked off. So like I said, I'm out in the shed. So I really need to work on that. So I just want to say goodbye. So and thank you, everybody. So thanks for subbing for to Leighton, Mr. Ritchie. Mr. Ritchie has been a long-time supporter of mine. And if you have a chance to subscribe to him, do it. I hate that it clicked off. I will take everybody who was who donated a super chat. I'll put some kind of race together, figure out how to do it, and I'll put it on the Discord. And if you're on the Discord, please reach out to me, and I will get this up to you. Any final words? Anything you need to say, or?
Well, just to reiterate what he said, men's mental health. I mean, mental health in general, it's kind of an under talked about category. People either want to pretend that nothing's wrong or they want to pretend that something's wrong for attention. And I think about 98% of people fall in the first category.
The problem is that you're the problem. You're part of the problem. To say that you're just doing it for attention, that is your trauma talking. Don't. Your feelings are valid.
Thank you, Mr. Ritchie. But yeah.
Hold on. We're only going to stay on for a couple more minutes because I'm afraid the breaker's going to, because it's like 1,000 degrees outside. And I got the air conditioner.
Yeah, it got hot in here real quick.
Yeah, it got stupid hot too. I'm going to take the hat off. So now it looks like between two Brussels sprouts. Ooh, that may be what our next thing may be.
That would be good. Yeah.
We need like give us 3 beard tips. So
3 beard tips. First and biggest tip is it takes
just the tip.
Just the tip. Just the 3 tips.
Just the 3 tips.
So whose idea was this? So the first one was to me the most important tip is you got to give it time. So many of my friends that have tried to grow a beard, they either give up because the mustache won't connect, and they don't realize that it takes a long time. Or
their mustache doesn't connect.
The mustache doesn't connect to the beard, where it'll be
really.
Yeah, and what happens is for people that have that, it just takes some time. I started pretty much as soon as my attempted enlistment to the military did not work out. I just started growing a beard.
I saw a picture of him from, was it 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago? You didn't have a beard
when I still had hair.
I didn't like any of it. He had hair and no beard.
If it was no beard, it was longer than 4 years.
Yeah.
I've had a beard since I was 18.
Well, there was a picture with you with your wife, and it was like you didn't have much of a
beard. It was just like, it was short.
Yeah,
I had it short.
It made me feel weird and creepy. I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
And I still had hair.
So,
but yeah, it takes patience. You got to let it grow. It's just like a plant. And then, like Mr. Ritchie just said, conditioner and beard oil are your friends. A lot of people that I know have a habit of overwashing their beard, and the natural, it sounds weird, but the natural oils from your skin that help your beard not be as brittle and not get your beard gets dirtier if it stays drier. And if you wash it too often, and I'm not saying don't wash it with water, but so many people, they buy a beard soap and they use it every day or twice a day. And all you're doing is you're getting rid of all the natural oils. It's just like when you dry out your skin, and if you're going to do that, especially if you're going to wash it every day, you need to replace that oil with beard oils. I like jojoba oil. Any beard oil that has jojoba oil in it has been good for me. The itching for me was never really a big thing. I do know people that have that issue, and usually that's a dryness problem more than it's a beard growing problem.
So you need that on your skin. You need the skin is for to keep that from happening, or is it the beard? Like,
For the itching?
yeah.
Yeah. So when you apply beard oil, some people will just put it down on their actual beard, but you really need to. It needs to go all the way up to the skin. And then
I just want to say, this is the ice ball from the very first one that we had. So
Still there.
It's still
and
there.
it's 90 degrees in here.
Yeah, it's 90 degrees. It is very hot in here. It's very unpleasant. So Right.
Then, no, you're right.
number three. So.
And then my third tip, you got to make some kind of a ritual out of the trimming and shaping of your beard. So many people that they
Is there a sacrifice, like a blood sacrifice on that?
you could do that if you wanted, but I treat it like a bonsai. You know, you clip one or two things and then you let it be. So many people, when they start to grow it longer, and especially if you want to grow it long, they'll start trimming and they'll be taking whole sections off. You can't do that or it's never going to grow out. You're going to cut too much on one side, then you're going to have to do it on the other side, and you're going to end up either back to clean shaven or back to stubble because you did too much. You got to treat it like a bonsai tree. Treat it like a ritual. You do 1, 2, 3, and that's it for the day.
So when you're doing your beard, so what are you going for? Like hillbilly, or are you going for like someone who's in the Mumford band?
Mumford and Sons.
Yeah. So what's your ultimate goal with that? It's like, do you want more length? Is that the length you want, or are you wanting like, are you what's your ultimate?
The longest it ever was during the pandemic at the bar. That's when I had grown my hair out too. My hair was down to my shoulders, and my beard was probably
Nothing up here, but you had all that on the side going down.
well. My hair does grow in here. It just
No, I say the same thing. Let's be honest. I'd say the same thing. That's not.
it's gotten worse in the last couple of years for sure.
Yeah. So
But now this is about as long as I really like it. When it gets really long like that, especially since I am shaving my head now, it gives me a weird shape. And really, I'm probably about to trim some back off. But it just comes in stages for me. You know, sometimes I keep it long, sometimes I grow it.
you are any day from like hitting pure white, because like my beard, everything you see here that's white was always red. So it's going to happen. So like that when I'm curious what happens when that turns. You know, Doc Martinez, who has a fantastic channel. He's got like
a fantastic beard.
Yeah, he's got that beard. He's got that white right in the middle. Me, every hair that you see on my face was red.
I don't think this is going to come across on camera, but you see that one?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Platinum white.
Oh yeah.
It's just this one super white beard.
You should yank it, because they say when you yank
I like it.
They say when you yank one, 2 more comes back in its place. So. Oh yeah, Stacy with is that 4-leaf? I think it's 4-leaf whiskey. She does an Irish whiskey, so she's really one of the reasons why I go on early, because I don't want to step on her, because she does such a great job. So, all right, well, it's 5:02, and I'm sure the power's going to go off, and Leighton has a ton to drink still. So, 4-leaf whiskey, yeah. So she's fantastic. If she's going on, then definitely is live after the Bakers. I don't think the Bakers are going in today. So
I think she said with the Bakers.
Oh, with the Bakers. I try to not step on anybody else. That's why I do the 2 o'clock time wise. So let me just say thank you guys so much. If you can be a hero, be a hero. You know, if I can help you, if you have a YouTube channel, I'll be glad to help you. I don't charge anything, so you get what you pay for. I will work on trying on the Discord, not today because I've had too much to drink, but I'll work on it tomorrow, and I will try to figure out who wins, and then please join the Discord or Instagram and send me a message once I say that. I'll put it on Instagram, and I'll put it on Discord. There's a couple of names I'm not familiar. I don't know that I'm not familiar with, and that's the problem with being on Discord and YouTube and Instagram. Everybody has a different name, so I think Travis is a very good example of that. So is Chris from Below Average Bourbon, which he has a great channel as well, and been a super supportive of mine for a long time for no reason whatsoever, because everybody knows I'm terrible. thank you to Leighton. I wouldn't do these without having, I'm sure in his mind he thinks he's my Ed McMahon, but honestly he's Johnny Carson. I'm just here to hang out. And oh, Richie said I'll just ride up and pick it up. Richie, that would make my life very easy. So I would love for you to be able to win it. So trust me for sure. So, but yeah. So thank you guys. I want to say it again. Please, if you have a friend, especially a man, and I don't want to sound like a puss because that's how we think as men. It's tough for us. We don't show. You're taught from an early age that sharing yourself or sharing emotions or being vulnerable or whatever it is a weakness. And if you're hurting or you need help, the best thing you could do is say, hey, you want to have a drink together? You can do it on Discord. Come over to my house. Let's have a pour. I mean, if you don't drink yourself until you're stupid. But some of the best things you can do is just over whiskey and hang out and be a friend to somebody. I mean, being nice and being kind literally takes nothing. Takes nothing to be nice to each other. And I do my best to try to help each other. I'm probably in the top 5 hated people on YouTube because I do dumb hunt videos. I get it all the time, and people are like, "No, you're great." No, I read the comments. I get the messages, and but honestly, at the end of the day, on our Discord, we have a couple of rules. Don't be a dick. Help each other hunt, and if one of our friends post on there, support them. Do that. Do those sort of things. The Discord is, I think, probably one of the most liberal ones. You want to come on and say that you love or hate something or do whatever. I'm not going to ban you for promoting yourself. I never understood why, if you were going to promote yourself or try to help yourself get better, why somebody else gets butt hurt on their channel or on their Discord. It's like, I don't care that, just because someone else succeeds doesn't mean I fail. I'm a big believer when the water rises, we all rise or we all drown. We're all here together. And I mean, we're not curing cancer and we're not fighting the hunt. This guy, the German. So, it's a hobby. We're here to have a good time. And if you're not having fun, then why do it? So that's it. I've had just enough to drink to be opinionated on that. So I will do something on Discord Monday. Kind of do the who won what. You guys that are Patreons, I'm going to start trying to do more for Patreon. The people who are, especially it's the paid Patreon. I'm going to try to do samples. I'm going to try to do more giveaways. I got the green light from the bride last night. Try Ecozy. Definitely go to old Dominic. They are 2 fantastic brands that sent me something, which which makes no sense whatsoever because I'm terrible, and I get that from comments and life in general. But thanks for Leighton. Leighton's Liquor Library. He's on Instagram. He's on YouTube. He has a better palate than I do, and I trust him. Yeah, trust me. He has a better. He took and made the let's take 2 seconds. Let's take 30 seconds and the strawberry smoky. You need to call that something.
Smoky could definitely be in the name. So it was like a strawberry Scotch daiquiri. Smoky strawberry daiquiri.
We need a sexier name than that. So,
sexier name.
So let's see. Smoky strawberry. I don't know. Down below, the 5 people who are watching this, tell me, come up with a better name, and we'll call it that. That was so good.
That's very good. That one was.
I hate that.
They're all good.
Yeah, they're all good.
That one shines.
I would say that,
which is funny because it's the weirdest.
Yeah, the weirdest
by far.
I would say that of the ones that we tried, it's hard to beat that tequila one. It was very good, and then just because it's so different and off profile, I'd say that's my favorite. The Gold Rush, and then the strawberry is like right there. The number 2 is tough. And if I had any of them left, maybe we'll make some more after the camera's over. So the Gold Rush is pretty good too with the rosemary.
The rosemary made it pop for sure.
So.
Because it was just all right. But then the rosemary in it.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to end it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to probably try to do one of these once a month if I get this guy to come back, because I need my color commentary guy. We'll do even worse things with Stag. If I ever get to 20 super chats, Malort. You think about what we should do with Malort. I like it. So. All right, guys. Slàinte. Thanks.